Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. Right hand, and Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Judge Stu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Judge Stu boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Judge Stu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the fan. We back. We here early. We got my guy, always a special guest. He family over here. He is he proven to be one of the best prospects. And the word is on the street, he ain't even a prospect no more after this last win. They calling my boy a contender, man. Y'all know who it is in the building. My guy Keith Tsunami Cologne.
What's going on, Just Do?
Man, what's good with you, fam? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you?
All good, man. Hope you ain't tired of hearing from me yet, man. How you feeling?
Nah.
How the new year been treating you?
New Year's good. Holidays was good. How about you?
Man, all good. I can't complain. You
That's good.
made that car worth it, man. You saved the car, man. That's the word on the street.
Appreciate
Keith
that.
saved the car, man. They made the the card you fought on had some controversy, obviously, with the main event, and then they end up putting it on pay-per-view. But when people realize, they put two and two together, they say Keith on this card is worth the money. Anytime you hear that, when a fighter coming in at 8-0, competing in his ninth fight, I think it says a lot about you, man. So what's your thoughts, man, after this most recent fight, man? This was a pay-per-view opportunity. Was it any difference in the atmosphere to you?
Yeah, I feel like each fight the atmosphere get bigger. More people be in attendance. You gain more supporters, new supporters, more people rooting for you. So that was the biggest difference. The fights is always gonna be the fights. The build up was also a little bit different, as I'm growing in my career, I'm getting more exposure. So, you know, it's like a lot more press, a lot more things we doing in fight week. So that's definitely new, something that, you know, still adjusting to.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that's the main things that's, you know, really different.
Right. Are you finding the balance, like with the, the added, attention, should I say, and like you said, the press and different things? Are you finding like a fair balance between, doing the press and staying focused?
Yeah, for sure. I don't let it really get to me.
Mm,
You know, I know it's a part of the game. Sometimes it could get tedious, you know, just having to
mhm,
do, you know, a whole bunch of things at once, whether it's like running down, you get the
mhm,
press one day, or like the what is it called, the press conference one day, and
mhm,
interviews, and you know, having to shoot back to go do a workout, and then coming back the same night to do photos, and then it's, you know,
mhm.
the same thing come tomorrow. So that's something that people don't get to see, and so, you know, it definitely, you know, you definitely gotta find a balance. But yeah, you know, you just take it in and just roll with the punches.
Right. Right attitude, man. And I think it's particularly good that you getting this kind of exposure early, because I think as you grow, just like we saying with your fights, you're gonna be right where you need to be. So it's better to get it now. So you're gonna be well adjusted to it.
For
And you
sure.
gotta you gotta get used to it, because I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Every single time I hear your name be brought up, it's somebody different. It's an
Yeah.
extra person that I didn't know was watching you, and it's a very positive support and thought process around your name, man. People really on board with what you're doing, and you bringing people out early. That's important.
Yeah.
These guys that been in the game years, bro, and you already captured the imagination of the fans, and these people will show up anytime you in attendance.
Yeah,
So
for
man, let's
sure.
talk about this, man. Pay-per-view. You're a pretty cool, calm, and collective guy, man. I asked you this
Yeah.
before about, your nerves, and you seem to have them in check. And I had an interview with Josiah, and it's funny, man, because I asked him a couple times. I asked him the first time about the nerves. He said it was crazy. I asked him more recently, said the same thing. So, what say you about your nerves? Was it you still got them in check? Did the pay-per-view, opportunity kind of make you a little more antsy, should I say, or you just took it in stride?
Nah, it was for the most part everything. I was cool, calm, and collective. Like I said, it was more build up. It was more attention.
Mhm,
You know, typically I see, you know, the camera crew come in and you know, focus on other fighters, and this time it was most like they was focused on me.
mhm,
So like with that, you know, I could understand how, you know, somebody may be like a little bit more nervous or,
mhm,
you know, caught off guard. But for the most part, it was pretty smooth. Just the same thing, you know, backstage, keeping everything simple. Hands wraps, warm ups, glove up, and you know, get ready for the walkout. It wasn't too much of a difference.
mhm,
But yeah, nah, it was. I feel like a lot of people showed mad love that fight, and
mhm.
I feel like the fans enjoyed it as well. You know, just being in
Yeah,
there, the atmosphere,
yeah,
it made it better.
right, for sure, man. It's always good to see, somebody like you at the stage of your career continuing to progress, and
Yeah,
that's something that's being spoken on a lot too. People seeing you, you here, you there. It's keep you like you busy, man. This dude, like I said, the narrative is kind of shifting from you. I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm going to tell you because I do my reading. I was doing some reading before I got up here, and they kind of shifting the narrative from calling you a prospect to a contender, and you 9 fights in. So man, let's
yeah,
talk about this fight. You had a very experienced opponent to date, Alberto Guevara. If I'm saying his name right. And I
mm-hmm.
remember seeing this guy some a while back fighting this certain somebody from North. I don't know if you were familiar. He was fighting a former opponent of Shakur, and
Yeah,
you fought him at a bit earlier in your career than where Shakur fought him at. What was the thoughts, man? This dude is, I think he close to 45 veteran or something like that. And first 8 rounder, am I right?
yeah. First 8 rounder.
Talk to me, man. What was your thoughts going into this first 8 rounder? I know you wanted more rounds. You got them. How did you feel going into your first 8 rounder?
I was, I work hard,
Mm,
confidence come from like, the preparation, the training, the hard work. So, I wasn't even like, second guessing myself or
mhm,
anything. You're gonna have thoughts, throughout the fight, but um, for the most part, just because I had a solid training camp, a good training camp, I was in shape. I was confident going into this
right.
fight. Um, Not only was I victorious, but I planned on going out there and like doing my thing, dominating. I feel like that's what I did.
Mhm,
He was a smart vet.
right.
He been in the ring with top guys and
Mhm,
in the division, and yeah, I felt like he came in there and his job, was just like to like, diminish me, so to say,
mhm,
not, I don't feel like he went in there really trying to be victorious, but just like, I'm about to make this kid just have a hard night. So,
mm, mm.
that's how I viewed
He was
it.
a pest.
And yeah, and it was my
Mhm,
job, to do what I had to do.
mhm. Yeah, man. So, like I always tell you, I like doing my homework. And so far, you now 9-0. Got your knockout again. But your fights usually last an average of 3 rounds. Now, again, you had your first 8 rounder. You obviously went the longest, 7 rounds. I believe you got him out of there in 7.
Yeah.
Was he tricky at all? Did what? And was there any pressure to get him out of there? Not so much to keep the knockout streak, but just because he's been in there with another top guy, you can make a mark and this dude up out of there.
Yeah, I don't feel like he was tricky. It
Mhm,
was just more so the fact that I had to break him down. I feel like he came in there with a game plan to move, and if I would have let him, he would have just moved the entire fight. So it was really up to me to like, cut off the ring and do certain things. You know, um, yeah. So I wouldn't say he was just more so tricky. It was just all right. Now I got to go in here with a strategic game plan of how to slow this guy up. So, started going to the body, started pressing him, pressing him more to make him move more, to get
mhm,
him tired.
mhm,
That sort of thing. About the knockouts, it wasn't really no, how can I say, no pressure to get
mhm,
another knockout. But I knew once I
mhm,
started touching him, I started
mhm.
seeing certain reactions that I knew I could stop him,
Right.
especially to the body. You
Yeah.
know, and my corner saw that, and they just encouraged me to keep going to the body, keep pressing them out. And like I said, we had 8 rounds, so
Mhm,
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when I got back into the corner going into my seventh round, my corner just told me, he's like, look, this round, just keep pressing them out, keep pressing them out. Next
right.
round,
Right.
that's when we're gonna go for it. But
Right.
it came a little bit earlier. But I feel like that's why I
Right.
was like a little bit mad, because I'm like, dang, like I ain't get a super clean finish how I wanted. I wasn't even really trying to. I just,
Right.
I hit him, he went down, the ref kind of way did all. So I was like,
Right.
all right,
Yeah.
I just gotta take it.
Yeah, it's still a good finish, man. Look, we called
Yeah,
it live, man, so we enjoyed it. But I noticed very early, like I think it was like a right hand you caught him with. He was very non-committal after that. He did not want to really commit with you at
yeah,
all after you caught him with a clean shot. And it was fun to see from a fan's perspective, see you stay with it and stay patient. Like, you got some contributing variables. Like, you got some guys, look, they don't make it no secret. They want that KO. You like, man,
yeah,
it come. Look, I put the work in. I'm gonna do what it takes to get that win. That knockout come. But you had some contributing factors, but we seen you in real time kind of, you know, put that to the back burner and continue to stay on this dude. You never really let him off the hook. And that's what I
yeah,
like about your approach, man. You stayed on top of this guy. And I think you understood that you had the rounds. You get what I'm saying? So you remained
yeah,
patient. I think from my vantage point, you was poised and you kept attacking him until you created those openings and you broke your guy down, like you said, and stopped him. Now,
yeah,
again,
yeah,
not to harp on KOs, but that's something they're gonna paint you as because you got 100% KO ratio. People love knockouts, and you giving them to them. I know with your approach, you saying you don't really, go for the KO if it come, but does your dad have to have the conversation with you about not focusing on the KO? Or is it just like something that y'all understand together? Like, is he ever have to remind you, like, look, man, don't think about the KO, just go out there and do you?
Nah, that that conversation never really came about.
Mm.
Yeah, nah, that conversation never really came about.
Pop
It's
taking them KOs too.
yeah, it's like you feel me.
Right.
They come.
Right.
And plus not that the knockouts be there, but like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody could sense it. Like when I felt like, oh, Keith could get him. So it's like like if somebody tell me like don't look for a KO.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that it'd be like it'd be crazy, but it's just like if anything, it's like, nah, if you can get him out of here, like, and you don't get him out of here, that's gonna look bad on you. So, well,
Mm-hmm.
me. So, I don't feel like nobody really tell me like don't look for the KO. If anything, they just like keep doing what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
or like my coach here just add on like bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right. I hear you've been working on some, lateral movement, counter punching and things like that. With this particular guy, he was moving. Do you feel like,
yeah.
you focusing on them areas helped you, finish this fight the way you needed to?
I feel like for this fight, you know, for this fight, I was preparing for my opponent. Like the opponent that I prepared for wasn't the opponent that I got come fight night.
Mm-hmm.
Me thinking he was gonna be a veteran
Right.
and him fighting at a high level, him accepting the fight pretty early on, meaning so he had enough time to be in shape and he could be his best self.
Mm-hmm.
We prepared for like a way sharper opponent, for maybe an opponent that was going to possibly even bring the fight to me a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like how they say, man. You go, and this is the reason why I really don't watch too much, because like
Mm-hmm.
you go watch, or think however the situation gonna go, and then it just go the complete opposite. You
Right.
still gotta adjust come fight night. You still gotta
Right.
make the adjustments and do the necessary things to win. So, yeah, that's what I say.
Right. You're exactly right, man. Do you feel like, with the way you've been, getting rid of guys, you feel like your future opponents are going to be a lot more cautious and hesitant to engage with you, being that you've been, patiently just getting rid of these dudes? Or
Uh, I mean, it's a possibility. I feel like everybody different. But
Mm-hmm.
what I would say is like when you get in the ring, with somebody, it's different than watching it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like once any of my opponents get in the ring, that's when they'll probably become more cautious or be more on their
Mm-hmm.
toes.
Right.
Just because of how I fight. It's like how you ever saw a video of like a snake and he's just like
Mm-hmm.
that. I feel like that's kind of like my fighting approach.
I
It'll
like
keep
that.
somebody on their toes. It's like, all right, I feel like he about to come, but like he ain't come yet. So
Right. I like that.
yeah.
I like that, man. So describe the moment when you knew you had your guy up out of there.
uh I feel like I knew I had him once I started like really touching the body. I had to do a body shot. A lot of shots didn't land clean. But I remember it was like in like probably like the third. I don't remember, but it was early on, like
Mm,
early on the beginning of the fight. I landed like a clean body shot, and I just seen him tuck, like like tense up a little bit. And once I saw that, I was like, oh, I could. I just need to land a couple more of those, and it's gonna be a short night.
right. Exactly. So yeah, 9-0, 9 KOs, man. Let's get the new year started. You feel like you made the statement you wanted to make?
Uh, to an extent, yeah. To an extent, yeah. Like I said, I wanted a much cleaner finish,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I did my job. I
Yeah.
performed well. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. You ain't losing round to on my cards. Yeah, and you ain't lose a
Okay.
single round. So, yeah, when you
Yeah,
got a
that's good
guy
then.
kind of survival mode, man. That was important. Like you young, you got this knockout thing. Like some people could, get a little anxious. I didn't really see that with you now. It's
Yeah.
always things I know, you could work on. Was you able to watch the fight at all back?
No, it was hard. It's hard to get that fight. I've been trying to see it, but I can't. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
people watching it. I looked on YouTube. It ain't really much up
Right.
there.
Right. Ain't,
Uh,
ain't no worries,
games.
man, because it's soon enough and we gonna all be seeing your fight.
Yeah, it's a couple people that recorded little clips in there,
hmm
so that's what I've been really going off of for the
hmm
most part.
Yeah, man. So wanted to double back a little bit about Josiah, man, because I love his energy as well, man. Straight shooter, rarely honest. He speaks really highly of you and your pops as well. How has his presence impacted your career thus far?
Definitely motivation as well.
hmm
Definitely motivation. Like I said, he got a good head on his shoulders. He worked
hmm
hard, and it's just motivation to me. Because it's like it's not just me doing it. It's me, Josiah, and a
Right.
whole bunch of other guys.
hmm
And it's like we got a chance to just take over and just
hmm
put on really for the East Coast, put on for Jersey, and
Right.
put on for ourselves. Yeah, so like, and just watching him in the gym do his thing.
hmm
You know, he sparred top composition. He in a I'm sorry,
Right.
top opposition. And he in a ring with these guys. Doing holding his own and doing well.
hmm
So it's definitely
hmm
motivation. See him alongside myself and
Right.
just going beyond.
hmm And in a time where we, it's been a resurgence, if you will, of like the fighters' fathers, right? You got all these fathers of the fighters, and man, these different personalities, right? But your dad, has you, and he's impacted your career obviously in a very positive manner. But like we was just speaking on Josiah as well, man. What did you think that say? What does that say about your dad? Coming into the game, and not just having an impact on his son's career, but somebody his son could look at as a brother.
Yeah. First and foremost, this is a testament to, like, what
hmm
type of person he is. People got their opinions. Everybody entitled to their own opinion, but
hmm
like how you said, like Josiah is like it's not his son, but he treat him like if he was me. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
he not rushing his career to try to
hmm
get a dollar out of him. He not putting him up in no, like, he's building him up. So he
Right.
could be set for himself, for his family. So he could have a boxing career. So he could have a boxing career that he could live off of. You
hmm
know, if I'm being honest, like early on in this party, like a boxing career is like a coach or a manager. Ain't nobody gonna make money off of you. You get what I'm trying to say?
hmm
So,
hmm
um, for him to just help him out and just mold him and just keep putting him back in the ring and just you know and not only that, but for Josiah to trust him, it just says a lot. You feel me?
Right.
So that's another thing. It's just a testament to his character and who he is as a person. And he been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
before the pros, we was doing
Right.
tournaments and we'd be like 6, 7 deep. And for real, before even boxing, when I was in other sports,
Right.
like we was, always he always helped kids out. So
hmm
it's just a testament to like who he is as a person.
Right. I think that's dope, man. I'm glad you elaborated on it because, I'm just due for real. I like to give not only the fighters, but the coaches and the trainers, the team involved. You know what I'm saying? They just do. And like I said, I'm glad you highlighted how important your dad has been, not only just for you, but for Josiah early in the game. And he's making a mark. Like he's not a personality to me. He's a trainer. He in the, you know what I'm saying? He getting it done. He not trying to steal your shine. You get what I'm saying? He not in the
Yeah,
video trying to, hey, look at me. He like, man, look at my son. Look at
yeah,
Josiah. And I think that makes him very unique in a day where you got and it's no knock on nobody. It's different strokes for different folks, but I appreciate his approach and just being all business and being about the fighter, from what I can tell, and
Yeah.
just wanted the people to be able to hear that. So, man, some 3 words, man, I read they saying that comes to mind when it comes to Keith Cologne. They said clinical, calculated, and cruel. Is that an
What's the last
accurate
one?
description of Keith? Cruel. They said in the ring, clinical,
Crew.
calculated, and cruel. Yep, in the ring.
Oh, crew. Okay, crew. Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. I really
Yeah.
I agree with it. Clinical, calculated. That's really that's how I train.
Mhm.
It's a purpose for everything. When I step in the ring, I don't know if I said this on here, but like I could literally go back in my fights and tell you why I do certain things, why I step this way, or what I saw here that made me throw a
Right.
jab, or like it's a reason for
Right.
everything. Everything is calculated, purposeful.
Hmm.
Um, and yes, it's a clinical.
Yeah.
The crew just come in. It's a fight game.
Right.
It's him or me. So
Yeah.
and I ain't
I,
taking no
I,
chances. So
right. I laughed when I seen this because I was like, just thinking, I'm like, that's pretty damn accurate. I don't think they were just putting it out there. I'm like, it is clinical because you take your
yeah,
time, you calculate it, you very poised and patient. And then when you get your guy, you get this burst of energy. Like when you drop dude, you had like this little, you kind of ran over to the ring that you wanted to get him even more. So
yeah,
you got a bit of cruel, but you like you said, it's the hurt business. So you gotta be, you cruel when you need to, but more
exactly.
importantly, calculated and clinical. And I think that's how you setting up these knockouts the way you are. So something I wanted to double back to, to finish getting your thoughts on. Obviously, like you don't gotta pay too much stock to where people got you ranked or what they calling you, but now that I don't know if you've heard it before this point that they looking at you from prospect to contender. Are you willing to embrace, that contender space at 9-0, all KOs?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely because now comes the bigger fights, the better fights, and I feel like that's where I'm really rise and showcase my talent, showcase my ability. So yeah, definitely. You
Mhm.
see me as a contender I am for
Yeah,
sure.
talk that talk, man. Because it's hey, man, next step, man. You gonna be on that doorstep of that world title over here.
Exactly.
You speak this stuff into existence, and I'm genuine when I say it. I don't just say it to everybody, but I ain't been wrong a lot. Everybody I've been saying future world champions. I've been right.
Yeah,
So now you on that path, and look, we gonna speak it into existence. I know what
for
I see.
sure.
You gonna get there. And listen, this is dope. I was looking, and what you have in your 9 fights already, they threw your name like in the hat with a couple of different guys. I don't know if you're familiar with any, but I'm gonna run some names off to you. One of them was Luis Nunez. He's at a 126, 22 and
Uh-huh.
up guy, right? I don't know if you're familiar with Elijah Pierce, another
Yeah,
guy,
yeah, yeah.
that's tough, gritty. You get what I'm saying? Vet
Uh-huh.
in the game, and Cande Trinidad, who's 15-0 with 12 KOs. When I seen that, I'm like, the fact that your name is being in the mix with guys like that already, and those top 10 guys, that was the
Yeah,
significance to it. So I'm like, man, you on your way. Your team, your dad, everybody that's involved in pushing you forward is doing an amazing job, bro. And it's going to be a matter of time before these names that they're throwing out there is going to be a reality. That's what I see for you,
for
man. What
sure.
do you think?
Nah, yeah, nah, that's definitely I definitely agree on like how you said, just at 9-0 where I'm at in my career,
Mhm.
closing in on this 2 year mark, these guys, probably been at it for 5 years, 4 years. I'm really more thinking
More.
about like Nunez. Um, I don't know if he ever got a title shot, but if he didn't, he's a couple fights away from his title shots. And
Right.
to be, just have my name in the same sentence as these fighters right now, it just shows, man. It shows that I'm light years ahead of, what 9-0
Hmm.
mean in the boxing world.
Right.
Um, but it also shows like, I got real skills,
Right.
and not only do I got real skills, but you know,
Real
like
support.
everything else match up with it. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm. Real
it's not just
support.
about skills, recognition. You
Hmm.
know, people starting to recognize, you know, who I am.
Yeah, you got real support, which I think
Yeah,
will help you moving forward too. You got the skill, you got the people to watch you. You're not boring, right? They're entertained, and you got
yeah,
people that's willing to spend money. Like I said, that to me, man, I don't know how you hear it, but that's refreshing to me because, like, times be hard for people, but whenever I hear that, a guy like you, where you at in your career, a young lion is making people proud. Like, yeah, man, I pay the money to see him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's just the start. You know what I'm saying? And that's not you even being the headline. So that speaks
yeah.
volume.
Exactly.
You on your way, Keith, man. Look, I ain't want to keep you too long. Is there any message that you want to leave for the people?
I just want to say thank you. For me, I appreciate everybody, the support, the encouragement, the support at the fights and the build up to my last fight. Um, stay tuned for bigger news. Not too soon. It's gonna take
Mhm.
a little bit of time. We trying to in this boxing game, not just last year was about what they say quantity. This year is about quality. So
Mhm.
we try and brew something up bigger than the last fight and just keep building on for each and every fight and making my fan base bigger, the support system bigger, making the stage bigger as well. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a great year.
Man, absolutely. And you know it, man. Big shout out to you, your pops, your entire team. The whole Just Do Boxing family and platforms support you 1,010%. We can't wait to see you in the next fight. We tuned in.
For sure, appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Uh,
Y'all hit that like button. That was my guy, Keith. Shout out to K Rod. Pardon me, K Rod. Just seeing your question. Yeah, he said I asked him that before about fighting in Puerto Rico. He said absolutely. He'd love to do it. And the good thing is he got people that genuinely rock with him and travel and willing to watch him fight. Want to see him fight, not wanting to see him fight. So that's good news for a young fighter. And like I said, with him, like I've been privileged enough to be able to watch his career from the start. So it's been fun, man. That's why I appreciate him and his pops the way I do. Shout out to my guy TD Sports Talk, man. Thomas, man, a real one as well, man. Y'all like family, man. So shout out to him. He gonna keep going up, man. He keep getting these really experienced opponents in the ring, and he making short work of him. He had his first 8-rounder. He looked good, didn't lose a round. It's always things you could work on, but he couldn't be in a better position. And I mean that. I'm not being cliche when I say it. Like, that is exactly where you need to be. Get what I'm saying? Like, he fighting on all these different platforms from, the Pro Box. You seen him fight on the Danny Garcia card, right? The OTX. And you over here on pay-per-view. Like, bro, moving, man. So I love to see it. And the talent is just speak for itself. I love his approach to the game, his poise, even the way his energy, just very even chill, man. He chill and he about his business. So we gonna keep rocking with him, man. I've been able to see the journey, and it's only up for that kid, man. Because not only do we have it up top, we got a team that knows what they're doing, and you can see it with the moves and how they're keeping them active. It's good that, like, the stuff that I'm reading about him is like real positive, man. People really taking a liking to him, and it's getting to the point where I don't even have to search him up. Like I was telling him, man, your face popping up, somebody posting you, talking about look at this, look at that. I love it. Love to see it, man. But we gonna keep building. Big shout out to my dog. We gonna keep it going, man. Whenever he fighting, we gonna build on it. We gonna call it if we can, or be at it if we can. And we're gonna see how far he take it. I think he's a future world champion for sure. Blunt sports. My dog was good with it. Ill Will, my guy. Thrill Hill and Ill Will. What's good, family? JP in the building. OP in the building. My guy was good with it. Darrell Washington. What it do, fam? How you feeling? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get to some sports. Shout out to TD. My dog. Shout out to you, Thomas. Appreciate you, man. So flip mode. So when TL gets lifted on the 29th, right? The 31st, you mean? Malasa, what it do, fam? Blue Hustle, man, in the building, man. Al Booger, my dog. What's good, family? Y'all hit that like button, man. 12 threes was good with it. I could test like someone dude was gonna dance around. Somebody wanted to see how bro would react. Yeah, dude did not want to engage. He ate like the first right hand and he didn't want to engage no more. So that's good. That experience it get you. Lance, what it do, homie? What's good with it? Shout out to K-Rod, man. Trini BX. Appreciate you as always, man. Definitely looking forward to the next fight. Definitely. Future champ for sure, man. Future champ. Shout out to Lance, man. Cuzzo, how you feeling? Shout out to Cuzzo. Yeah, being that, we got a history of interviews. I'll be trying not to keep them too long, but we're going to continue to build, which I appreciate that about them. Yeah, I'm glad too, man. Shout out to Damon, Ryan, my dogs. What's good with it, family? How y'all feeling? But I wanted to make sure I gave my guys just due. Shout out to Keith. And we're going to talk about it, man. We got some stuff we got to get to, man. It's looking like it's trouble in paradise out here, man. It's trouble in paradise, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's trouble in paradise, y'all. Why gotta keep changing my stuff, bro? What's happening with them? Disrespectful, man. They just be doing what they want. All right, my bad, y'all. All right, let me get back to this. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get to it. So the Mexican fight was a good experience with Key. Give him some good shots in that fight. Yeah, he gave him some good rounds. Went to the 7th round, longest his fight went. And it was a former opponent of Shakur. Shakur stopped him. Keith was able to stop him. He fought him a little bit earlier in his career than what Shakur did. So it's cool. It's good to do stuff like that. Good matchup, dude. Close to 40 fights. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of fights for somebody that's coming into the ring with 8. You know what I mean? So 126. 26. Shout out to Emmanuel. Was good with it. So yeah, man, good experience. And that ain't the first time that he fought a dude with a lot of experience either. That's something that they've been doing. So I like it, man. I like it a lot. I like it, man. I like what they're doing. But we gonna get to this, man, because we got some stuff to unpack too, man. Bro, it's a problem in paradise, y'all. It's a problem in paradise, man. You feel me? It's a problem in paradise. Vergil Ortiz said, man, he ain't playing no more with Golden Boy. You hear me? Big Vergil. I feel like I need that clip, man. Oh my God, what happened to Vergil? I need that. I need that, man. I need it, man. I need it, bro. I need it, man. Vergil Ortiz, man. This is why y'all see. This is a good example right here as to why I reserve judgment into calling somebody a duck. And this is why. This is a prime example of why the stuff you seeing right here, right now with Vergil Ortiz. I said it. I was very clear as we was breaking all of this stuff down. I said the only thing I could look at Vergil for is the fact that he threw out that Earl Spence idea, right? But I could also understand where he was going with it business-wise. So I got it. So I gave him some grace, some benefit of the doubt with throwing that out there as a possible opponent instead of just being all in on Boots. But I was very clear and I was consistent and I said it. If it was anybody that didn't really want this fight, it was Team Ortiz to me and it wasn't Vergil per se. If it was left up to him, he'd be in the ring. You get me? But it wasn't solely up to him. You see what the promoter was doing. You see what or should I say his manager, you see what Oscar, I think, was the tipping point. You see what he was doing. You heard what his dad was saying, but I think obviously the most damaging shit came from, or the most frustrating part of all of this was the way Oscar De La Hoya was dealing with all this whole entire situation. Like the public negotiation stuff, the trolling, the back and forth. Oh, we got all these options. We could fight this. Y'all begging for the fight. And look, I'm just guessing. I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say the reason that Vergil Ortiz was I think tired of this is because of how it made him look. I said it the whole time. I said, yo, Oscar De La Hoya doing more harm than good, getting out there trying to one up Eddie Hearn, like trying to have this, essentially having this pissing contest when it ain't even necessary. If you want to fight, then there's other ways that you could go about it. I don't think he had to be, just I don't think he had to make a mockery out of the situation, right? And I think, like I said, in the long run, you didn't put your fighter in a better position. You kept suggesting a fight that we all know the zone publicly came out and said they are not willing to pay for with the Earl Spence and Vergil Ortiz. So for the fact that you threw that back out there and kind of 60-40 with the winner 5%, it's like, come on, you don't that I knew that was nasty work, because you never seen Vergil Ortiz, none of his fights get put together like that. You've never seen him have this kind of issue when it comes to making any of his fights. And the Stanionis fight was an anomaly because we understood the health situations with Vergil, and then Stanionis having to get his appendix taken out, and that fight just wasn't meant to be. But nonetheless, this is a much different situation. Oscar De La Hoya has been running a just running game and playing games. You making your fighter look like he don't really want what he got in the ring and told people he want. And I said it. I ain't mad at him for throwing the Earl Spence out there. At the end of the day, it's business. You want to get paid. That's a money fight. I ain't mad at nobody trying to get their bag. He put the work in. He deserved it if he can get it. But when they shot it down, the only thing left is boots. And you out here playing. So I said this. Remember? I said it. Oscar is going to mess around and lose another fighter. And this is why dude was saying he always loses fighters, right? This is why you lose fighters. You can't afford this, Oscar. You better calm this goofy shit down. I don't care what you say. All this pissing contest. This ain't gonna do it, bro. This ain't gonna do it. You better get in there. You better figure it out. You better make this fight. I'm telling you about to lose. Hey, man, this man filed a lawsuit. I think it's a 32-page lawsuit. Man, they ain't playing with you, man. Vergil pissed off, man. He probably got his lawyers and shit to write up that damn lawsuit, like, bro. And he asking to get out of his contract. They say he asking to terminate the contract with Golden Boy. So you think about this. You lost Canelo. You go back and forth, you know what I mean, with Ryan. Y'all don't be on the up and up. Vergil Ortiz threatening to leave. Zordo took an L. Like, shit just looking wild, man. You looking wild right now, Oscar. I'm telling you, bro. You know what I mean? Ortiz attorney cited declaratory relief, breach of contract, interference with prospective economic advantage, and the end of Golden Boy's exclusive content partnership with DAZN as grounds for ending that agreement. Wow. They ain't beat, bro. See, hearing it didn't sound that bad, cuzzo. It didn't sound that bad. I just think I think maybe it's the way he was going about it, Oscar, like making it very public, right? Like you know what I'm saying, playing these games, it didn't look right. You know what I mean? Then he was like, "You're the one begging for the fight." You get what I'm saying? Because if my promoter is telling the guy that I told the world I'm gonna fight that they're begging for the fight, it almost makes it sound like I don't want the fight. Why would they have to beg for a fight if we all on board for making it? And I think that's probably what Vergil at. He like, bro, you out here playing with my name, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no game. Look, hey, man, you want to do this? Hey, cut me loose. Hey, Verg said, man, cut me loose, man. Hey, man, Vergil moving like he moving like Trey, man. Hey, he moving like Trey. Yo, Vergil said, hey, y'all, Vergil said, he said, Oscar, let me out. Let me out. He said, hey, Doe, let me out. That's what that remind me of. Oscar looking at Vergil. Got that look. Vergil looking at him like, man, you gotta let me out. That's Vergil. Vergil like Vergil like, yo, let me out. That's it, bro. Like it. And I'm glad that I didn't call that man a duck. Shout out to Vergil for this. But we're gonna get into some more stuff because this ain't it. Dan Raphael had some posts. Oscar De La Hoya, I think he responded. The promoter, the manager had some things to say. It been nasty, bro. But that Vergil is like, bro, let me out, bro. Like, get me up out of here, Vergil. Hey, yeah. Yo, Virgil seen that. See, Virgil seen that last one. That it was that last video with the pool when Oscar was shooting pool. When he was shooting pool, playing games, he said, that's it. And then he probably seen that video where Oscar was naked as hell with like fruit covering his private parts, bro, on some zesty shit. He seen that video where Oscar's testosterone levels was way too high with his freaky ass out here. First it was the fishnets. Now he running around here acting crazy. You know what I mean? On his couch naked with like fruit emojis covering him. Like, I'm like, yo, what is Oscar doing, bro? Virgil said, nah, hell nah, bro. He said, man, Ver seen that shit online. He said, man, I'm sick and tired of this shit.
I'm tired of this shit.
That's Verge right now. It's Verge.
Kill all these
Verge is like, man, that's it, man.
Sick of this shit. I'm so fucking tired of this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. Tell me,
Like, man,
motherfucker.
get me out of here, man. Yo, Virgil, lawyer dub. I don't give a damn. I'm laughing at this. I'm not laughing at Virgil. I'm laughing at Oscar because he did all that posturing. You doing all that. You literally playing with this man's career. Like, you made the world think that this was the fight and then gonna start talking about, we got options. We got other options. Like, Virgil probably like, what options, bro? Man, I want that smoke. Shout out to Virgil, man. Let me pull up. We're gonna keep going. Virgil started punching the air. He said, man, I ain't going for this shit no more, bro. Hold on. We're going to get to this stuff, y'all. We're going to get to this. Statement provided to me by Golden Boy on the Ortiz lawsuit. We are aware of the lawsuit. Unfortunately, Virgil is getting bad advice from his lawyer and manager who have repeatedly violated the contract. We will aggressively defend this lawsuit and enforce our rights. We are confident a judge will agree that our contract is valid and Virgil and his team are in breach. See, TTMZ, what it do, man? Virgil doing the right thing. Damn, they trying to fight back. They like, nah, y'all in breach. We ain't in breach. Look how nasty this got. Now, all jokes aside, though, I'll be laughing. I'm probably gonna laugh some more. Reef, what's good with it, bro? But nah, all jokes aside, see, this is what's wrong with boxing right here. Like, look what this come to. Now, serious, like, you know, I like the joke, but I always bring it back to the seriousness. Look what this came to. You got one of them, like, you got a guy in Vergil Ortiz that, you know, he's fought Boychuk, Madrimov, and Erickson Lubin, bro. Those are quality guys back to back to back. He fought some quality guys at 47 as well, right? He's a guy that showed you he's willing to fight. It's clear now with this mess that's going on and him having to go get his lawyers involved that they've been playing and holding him back. You get what I'm saying? They holding him back. And then you got the nerve to try to fight. Ain't this looking like Ryan Garcia 2.0? How this shit spilled off into the media in public and got nasty? Instead of promoting a man and putting him in the fights that you're supposed to put him in, you playing games with him. You out here playing games. Nasty work, man. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work, Virgil said. Man, Virgil is not playing, bro. Breaking. Perhaps no Ortiz in his fight, but here we go with Ortiz, Golden Boy. Ortiz sues for breach of contract, etc. Going to get ugly. So I have a copy of the 32-page suit. Virgil has terminated his Golden Boy contract. Should make for interesting reading. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy, man. This is wild, bro. Breach of contract, interference with prospective economic advantage, demand for jury trial, declaratory relief, breach of contract. Damn, perspective. I wish somebody would break this down. This is the first time I've seen something like this, yo. For me. Yeah, bro, trying to get up out of that contract. He said, Golden Boy, let me out. Let me out, man. Said, go, let me out. I'm saying, let me up out of there. If Virgil's contract termination with Golden Boy stands up, nothing will prevent him from dealing directly with Matchroom and DAZN or another promoter to still make the Ennis fight if that's the fight he really wants. Hashtag boxing. Shout out to Dan Rayfield, because that, all jokes aside, though, that's the good side. That's the good part of it all. You know what I'm saying? That's the good side of it. That's the good side. If he's in fact able to get up out of his contract and get it terminated, right? Then you get me? We game all night. What's good with it? Then he'll be able to pursue this fight. It'll be nothing stopping him. Because right now, remember, I was saying it before. I was like, what it sound like to me is his manager ain't on point. His dad was a little shaky with the stuff he putting out. And then you got the promoter that's putting the icing on the cake with Oscar De La Hoya playing games, right? So he playing games, not doing everything he could to make this fight, and it look bad on your fighter, and your fighter asking to get the hell up out of here. Know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This is crazy, man. Ortiz lawsuit confirmed what I had reported that Golden Boys DAZN deal. Oh, wow. Golden Boys DAZN deal has expired, and they're discussing a new deal. It's my understanding that delivering Ortiz Ennis was a big factor for DAZN as it tries to sell its ultimate subscription plan that includes all pay-per-views. Hell yeah, man. Hey, man. I ain't about to yell no boycott because I ain't going to take it that far, but I tell you what, I'll cancel the shit out of DAZN. Y'all keep playing. I'll cancel the shit out of DAZN. Y'all keep playing. What do you mean all pay-per-views and y'all not going to make this fight? I'll cancel the shit out of DAZN. Like read that. Let me read this again, y'all. They saying Ortiz lawsuit confirmed what I already reported. This is what Dan Rayfield saying. That Golden Boys DAZN deal is expired and they're discussing a new deal. He said, it's my understanding that delivering Ortiz Ennis was a big factor for DAZN as it tries to sell its ultimate subscription plan that includes all pay-per-views. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Don't nobody, nah, bro. We ain't gonna just be y'all out here playing. So you telling me the best fight you could give us, y'all not giving it to us because y'all playing? And then y'all trying to have people subscribe, and then we gonna be paying for these pay-per-views. Like, nah, bro. I'm DAZN, man. Count y'all days, yo. Y'all out here playing, count y'all days, bro. Dead serious, man. DAZN, count y'all days. Y'all bogus. See Ortiz versus Boots, whoever offers Boots 64. I thought that was I didn't think that was bad. I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't think it was realistic because he wasn't going about it the right way. Like Oscar, like you, and we know Cuzzo from previous experiences, like you don't go about it that way. You could have got in touch with the right people and went about really making the fight instead of trying to have a pissing contest with Eddie Hearn. That's what it seemed like. Just fight Boots and pay Golden Boy a promotion fee. I mean, big play, Bray. What's good, fam? I think they passed that at this point because he looking to get out, and the reasons that he's citing for getting out: interference with prospective economic advantage. That's interesting, bro. That's interesting. So I think it sounds like to me, he feel like he interfering with his opportunity to make this fight. He in the way. That's what it seemed like to me. In so many words, bro, Oscar De La Hoya is the guy that's been in the fucking way the entire time. Crazy work, bro. Nasty work, crazy work, bro. Hold on, but I got a couple videos we're gonna get into too, man, because again, these dudes responded. They've been going back and forth. So we're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna get to all of this, man. Vergil said, out of here on you, G. Man, that's crazy work. Crazy, bro. All these games be being played, yo. Ryan, what's good, fam? This is crazy. This is crazy that it came to this all because he didn't do right by his fighter to make this fight. Dragging it along, playing games. You saying he got options, but none of them is realistic. You get what I'm saying? Nah, hell yeah. But what they did say, Bray, what they did say is if Vergil Ortiz is in fact able to get out of his contract, then nothing would stop him from working with, DAZN and them directly in Matchroom to make the fight with Boots or somebody else, right? So I think if we the fans, right, I think what we could be hopeful of is that he's able to get out his contract, unless they gonna have some type of peaceful resolution and Oscar's gonna get him the fight he wants. But that's what it seemed like the issue is, because I can't see it no other way, bro. That's what I think is going on. You get what I'm saying? Vergil just tired of the games? Are you doing all this playing, man? And this dude ain't for play. I knew he was a real one, and I'm not changing my mind. I was right about Vergil. I was right. He wasn't no sucker. Wasn't no duck. He wasn't the one. This move right here proves it. And of course, they'd say that he getting bad advice from his manager and lawyers or whatever. But you're playing, bro. You're playing, and you're playing with his reputation. Oscar, you were known to be a guy to fight everybody. You was willing to fight everybody. Why you not moving your fighters the same? Why do you think he want to move any different? If Vergil is the fighter that you say he is, Oscar, that you sold him at, you say he beats Boots. You say he gonna do all this shit to Boots. Z was good with it, homie. Donnell was good. You get me? He gonna do all this shit to Boots. And then it's like, when it's time to pull the trigger and make the fight, you want to go to the media. I told you that shit was getting annoying. You kept going to the media one too many times, man. And Vergil like, bro, this ain't it. You out here playing. Ass don't even want to make the fight, bro. Got me looking like... Hold on, y'all. Man, my bad. That dumbass music. So look. So this is what I turned it. I muted it. So this is the promoter talking, bro. This is the promoter. Listen, we had good times that are not forgot and bad ones. He said, I do shit right and always have. I don't care to see or will engage in bashing Oscar De La Hoya or Golden Boy, and will always show respect to him and have he earned that part. He said, regardless of what he said that and says about me or does, unlike others, I don't think him or anyone is a bad person at Golden Boy, just bad at communicating and acting on anticipation before anything ever happens, assuming a worst case scenario at all times. In a nutshell, Rick trying to keep it peak. He like, bro, I ain't about to bash you. I ain't about to go back and forth and try to one up you. You know, we had good times. We had some bad times. Look, I always went about shit the right way, and I'm going to continue to do so. Regardless of what y'all got going on, I ain't about to play these games, bro. But y'all ain't move. Basically, I ain't moving right. Y'all playing games. Playing these games, G. Playing these damn games. So it's crazy. This is unfortunate. That think about something, y'all. And look, all of this shit ties into something bigger. Then you wonder why Turkey Al-Sheiks exist. You wonder why people like Dana White is trying to stick his hand in boxing. You got Zuffa boxing that everybody, not everybody, that some people are, you know, iffy about and kind of complaining about and they ain't feeling it, right? This is why. No way in 2026 should Vergil Ortiz had to threaten to terminate and be let out of his contract because Oscar De La Hoya has not pulled the trigger when it came to making the biggest fight at 154 pounds and one of the biggest fights in boxing. Look what this shit came to. Bro, check this out. Look what this came to. He filed a lawsuit. He asking for the contract to be terminated. Yeah, man, remember, think about it. How Vergil Ortiz talked about how Golden Boy treated him. Good. But this one situation, this shit was enough. He probably getting advice from his people like, bro, man, ask this dude to let you go. He ain't trying to make the fights. He's making you look bad. They out here acting like you scared to fight, and that's not the case. That's what's going on for real. Boxing Dad, what's good, homie? That's what's going on. That's really what's going on. You wonder why Turkey Al-Sheikh exists. This is exactly why, because people are not striking while they're iron hot. Instead of giving the people the fight that's right there in front of you with nothing stopping it, you out here playing. In the end, and think about this from Vergil's point of view too, y'all. A reason why he would be looking to possibly get up out of his contract, a reason why he would be looking to get out of his contract, because he can't make the money, he can't advance in his career, and low key, y'all, what does that say about Oscar doing all this posturing and having his pissing contest with Eddie Hearn? What is that saying? That's indirectly saying you're not confident that your fighter can win this fight, which is probably also something that Vergil and his lawyer and probably his promoter or his manager was talking about, right? Maybe they had that conversation like, bro, this dude don't even got confidence that you'll win the damn fight. That's why he running around here playing. And I told you it sounded bad when Oscar De La Hoya was like, yo, y'all begging for the fight. You're the one begging for the fight. I'm like, yo, that's not a good sign, bro. It's not a good sign to say somebody's begging for a fight that you just told the world that you wanted to make for everybody. It just don't make a lot of sense, bro. Shit just nasty work, man. Nasty work, and you're gonna make your guy look bad. And now you run the risk of not having no fighter. You and Ryan already don't get along. You ain't got too many more golden gooses, bro. You running out of fighters. I'm telling you. You out here playing, you lose Vergil, that shit gonna hit different. And you don't know what you're going to get from Ryan. You don't know what to expect and what you're going to get from him. Telling you, man, Oscar going to be sitting there looking crazy when it's all said and done. Imagine Vergil get granted, gets up out of this contract. Imagine if Vergil gets up out of this contract and goes to work with Eddie Hearn. Get what I'm saying? To make the fight. And shout out to Ant McQueen. Imagine him leaving Golden Boy and going somewhere else to make this fight. Imagine it. Imagine him doing it. And then actually winning the fight. Now, I know I'm going a bit far talking about the win, but imagine him doing that, how Oscar would be sitting there looking. You get what I'm saying? Oscar be sitting there looking like a fool, man. You ain't had the confidence. At least that's what it looked like. Because you got too caught up in trying to one-up Eddie Hearn instead of doing good business for your fighter. And now your fighter and his lawyer's like, man, 32-page lawsuit, man. We out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now Vergil in the back of the car talking about dough, let me out. You get what I'm saying? You try to have him in a sunken place and he talking about dough, let me out. He try to let me out, though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Vergil, man. Much respect. Big shout out to Big Dog Willie. Appreciate the love, homie. Say, you know what's more crazy than Ortiz suing? It's Tanky Maniacs content creators compare Tank's issue with the law to Ali suspended from boxing for not going to Vietnam War. Just do you agree? I will hope that you joking, but I got a sneaky suspicion that you're not. Them two things don't got nothing to do with each other. And it's unfortunate, man. I just think super fans of fighters need to go sit in the corner, man. You know what I mean? They bad for the sport, but the true supporters of Tank is always going to be good for the sport. But them super ones that's comparing apples to oranges is silly. The problem is with that situation, man, people don't know how to be tasteful, Big Dog, and move on. You can hold them accountable. Holding them accountable doesn't mean talk crazy on his name and down talk the man. You know what I'm saying? You could say a prayer for him if you want as a man and hope that, he reach a calm resolution to the situation, right? And you move on. But to try to compare, once you start trying to compare one situation to the next, that it has nothing to do with, it almost sounds like you justifying. And in this case, you don't even have to do that. You know what I mean? You can hold the fighter accountable, say, yo, make smarter decisions, Tank. You know what I mean? Just hope for, for, like I said, a calm resolution to the situation and move on. But people, they're going above and beyond, and it's weird. You know what I mean? Like I said, one of the wildest things I heard was the press conference that they did, or the little, conference they had was AI. It was crazy.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Crazy. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, though, man. He said, Troy BC said he ain't winning that fight. My boy, who ain't winning what fight? Vergil suing Golden Boy. Josh, yeah, hell yeah, he's suing Golden Boy. Yeah, he getting him up out of here. So look, he's saying, I have a job to do that I take serious. I handle livelihood of people that risk their lives to entertain others. He said, I watch blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifices up close and deal with them when others don't. He said, Oscar is a great promoter. Actually, my favorite fighter, to be honest, as well. He said, I think years of trust, violated issues, being attacked by people left and right, etc., stopped him from believing that good people exist. He said, people you could be honest with, people you don't need to threaten to get something done. He said, people that will go to war with you just for telling the truth. Oscar does not need boxing. He can buy and sell most people deals with including me, 1,000 times over. He said, I understand, and that's where the respect comes in. He said he does plenty of good things for the sport. So this is Rick, he giving Oscar his flowers. He's giving Oscar his flowers and his just due. Cal Cooler, bless his family. How you feeling, bro? You get T Hill, what it do, my guy, the mayor, T Hill. So look, man, I respect this. It seemed like he going a mature route. It's like, yo, look, I ain't about to do a pissing contest. I'm not about to one up you. I'm not about to have a whole bunch of negative shit to say about you. We had good times, we had bad times, but seemed like the relationship ran its course. That's what this message say to me. Seemed like the relationship ran its course, and he want to get the hell up out of here. He got more. Said, I'm not a guy that bluffs, lies, or becomes too difficult ever to deal with unless I know one of my fights. Said, fighters is being bullied, lied to, forced against their will for anything or anything hidden to a degree that will cause harm to them, and I won't go to war unless I tried everything there was to avoid it, and my paperwork is in order, and things such as picking up a phone to talk or text, even with the roughest of times are present. He said, all of which I did along this path to mitigate this result. At this point, things will happen at God's speed, and I pray every night. So, yeah, he definitely taking the high approach. Bodega Ty, my dog, was good with it, bro. So he taking the high road, bro. Rick saying, look, you seem like you had ample opportunities to pick up the phone and handle this situation the right way. You just didn't want to do it, right? Instead, you wanted to keep one up at Oscar on social media, which ended up making you look silly in the end, right? So now you look crazy. You get what I'm saying? Now you're sitting around looking crazy. And you can say what you want. Oscar got a response. I think I got a joint from Oscar I'm gonna play too. That's a thing. Said the truth is, the funny thing is more powerful than most ever give it credit for. He said both good and bad, but I'm not the one at the end of the day to play with over any of my guys. Promoters need to make money and deserve to make a ton, but you can't violate the process for a fighter to negotiate his best deal. The playing field must be fair. You see, you out here playing, Oscar. You did all that playing, bro. You did all that playing, fam. You did all that playing, bro. He said you ain't about to bully him, his fighters. You're not about to play no games, man. He said, man, promoters need to make money and deserve to make a ton, but you can't violate the process for a fighter to negotiate his best deal. The playing field must be fair. So see, and I told you, any of that public negotiation shit, any of that, what is it? Any of that public negotiation shit always end up bad, right? Didn't I say that? It never ends well. Never ends well. And unfortunately, Oscar overplayed his hand trying to play A side, trying to play King A side.
Hey everybody, I think you know this, but this is a real fight. And we've been seeing a lot of fights in this sport lately that are a joke. This isn't one of them. These are two fighters that know how to fight. They have resumes. They've been in there with champions. Saturday night, this is what the sport of boxing needs and deserves. No more Lima fights. This is a fight. I want to thank Oscar. Our team prepared Vergil great. Robert Garcia, Vergil Sr., our doctors out here, cut man Mike Rodriguez. Vergil's ready. You're going to see fireworks and the birth of a superstar on Saturday night. Mark my words.
Rick, you want to say something?
And so look, Rick, I can't even lie, man. The fact that they went this way, it makes me look like the biggest holdup was Oscar. Was in fact Oscar. You feel me, Cal? Right. Like I knew it, but remember, I heard me. I said it wasn't him. I said it was a team. His team. I don't think it was the fighter. And now we see it. Rick said, man, look, you playing games, Oscar, man. We had some good times. You had some bad times, but you're not about to bully, man. Not about to bully me, man. You're not about to bully my fighter. Not about to bully my fighter. You get me? You know what I mean? And stop us from, making his money. I deserve to make a ton. He said it for his fighter. His fighter, you messing up his opportunity to negotiate a fair deal. Basically sound like you playing games. Man, that's nasty work for Oscar.
I know you do.
Yeah, look, what I'm about to say will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, I'll take less money. I want to fight the best out there. Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million, but he wanted to fight the best? And he took less to fight the best. That speaks volumes. I managed 27 guys. I'm telling you, that's a rarity in boxing to find a fighter that says, I don't care about the money. Go get me the best opponent that you can get.
Man, respect to Vergil. Put some respect on Vergil, man. Vergil sitting there. Okay, Vergil. Okay, man. Huh? You looking good in the light, man. Oscar looking sus in the light, huh? Oscar looking sus in the light, bro. There you go, Vergil. And I know low-key, look at Oscar's face when he was saying that. He low-key don't want him saying that. He like, man, shh, don't tell him too much, man. You got Vergil out here taking less money. He can make $1 million, an extra mil more. That's crazy. I got a whole lot of respect for Vergil after this, man. And Oscar can't say she's sitting there with that straight face, man. Oscar been getting up the church's money. You've been holding out on your fighter, Oscar. Nasty, nasty, nasty work, Oscar. Nasty, nasty, nasty work. Shame on you, Oscar De La Hoya, man. Man. Nasty work, man. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work, Oscar, man. You supposed to be getting your man paid. An extra $1 million is crazy. Well, the store never do business with cocaine that wear fishnets. You stupid. You say we seen Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy do this time and time again. Who else remember how Jamal Charlo versus Simon Gibb fell? Negotiations claiming that Jaime was the bigger name. Hey, yeah, you right, Ty. That's a great point, bro. Yeah. Remember that. Oscar looking stupid while he talking about that extra $1 million. Look at the look. We gonna break this down, man. We're gonna talk about this today. Shout out to
a fighter that says, I don't care about the money. Go get me the best opponent that you can get. And Vergil Ortiz did that. And if you guys know one, chime in. But I don't think you do. That's how special he is. I say it all the time. He's built different and he's born different. It's just something out here in Texas that breeds different. But that's to be respected. Because you guys can't say that you've heard that before. Not in our era.
Rick, talk that shit then. That talk crazy then, Rick. That talk crazy. Rick, like, bro, you can't say you never seen nothing like this, G. Huh? You ain't never seen nothing like this before. You get me? You ain't never seen nothing like this. Feel me? You feel me? You feel me? You ain't never seen nothing like this before. Yeah. So, man, he like Vergil, one of a kind. He bred different. I ain't mad at you, Rick. I ain't mad at you holding it down. That extra $1 million is wild. Vergil sitting on Vergil. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, man. Hey, Rick did too good a job. Rick started talking about that $1 million. Vergil, his thoughts start going, man. Get him saying, Will start churning in his head. Vergil say, oh, yeah, extra $1 million. I said extra $1 million. Hold on, let me run it back. Extra $1 million.
Fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out.
Hold on.
Here, cut man Mike Rodriguez. Vergil's ready. You're going to see fireworks in the birth of a superstar on Saturday night. Mark my words.
Rick, you want to say something? I know you do.
Yeah, look, what I'm about to say will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, I'll take less money. I want to fight the best out there. Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million, but he wanted
to... Hey, yo, right there, an extra $1 million, right there. Vergil like, what? Extra $1 million? What? He like, ain't no fucking way, bro. Extra $1 million is crazy.
Out there. Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million, but he wanted to fight the best? And he took less to fight the best. That speaks volumes. I managed 27 guys. I'm telling you, that's a rarity in boxing to find a fighter that says, I don't care about the money. Go get me the best opponent that you can get.
Look at Oscar.
Vergil Ortiz did that.
It was over right there. At this moment, Oscar knew he fucked up right here. At this moment, bro, this was going through Oscar's head, bro. If we could read minds, bro, if we could read Oscar's mind, bro, I'm telling you, I'm almost for sure this is what Oscar was saying.
What's to stop? Y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
Hey, y'all tell me, hey, BJ, what's good with homie? Y'all tell me Oscar wasn't thinking that the whole time. Why he kept talking? Rick said that $1 million. Oscar said, man, God damn, man. Vergil put his head down. First, Vergil was looking up in the sky when he said the $1 million. Then he was like, man, ask for less money. He put his head down. He put his head down. Yo, Oscar sitting over there, yo. We look at him.
Stop, y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
Hey, yo, he did not want Rick spilling the beans. Rick spilled the beans. And look, low key, all he doing is doing right by his fighter. He just letting y'all know, look, put some respect on my fighter name. My man is 27 guys, bro. This one of the few guys that'll be like, look, I'll take less money. $1 million is not, that's not no chump change, bro. Everybody, that's a rarity in boxing. 7-figure paydays. Don't think everybody's not running around being a millionaire in boxing, man. Just ask around. I'm telling you. So for a guy to be giving up $1 million on more than one occasion is crazy, bro. But Oscar about to cry. Look at him. Look at Oscar right now, wiping his face. He's about to cry. Oscar about to cry, bro. The relationship was severed right from this point. It was over with. This shit over. Look, Vergil ain't even looking at Oscar, bro. He tired of him right now, bro.
What I'm about to say will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, "I'll take less money."
No. Hey, yo, the more I watch it, the more shit I see. Yo, Oscar sweating, bro. He wiping bullets when he said what I'm about to say. Peep it, yo. Look, y'all gotta watch everybody body language, bro. And look at everybody body language, yo. The truth. Yo, what they say? Yeah, what they say? What percentage of communication is nonverbal? Most communication is nonverbal. This is what they ain't even have to say nothing. Yo, the body language of Vergil and Oscar Ortiz, Oscar De La Hoya say everything. Vergil ain't looking at him. He looking off into the sky. Then he looked down. Oscar start wiping his forehead as soon as he said what I'm about to say. Like, peep this. Pay attention.
Will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day,
I know you do.
look. Yeah, look. What I'm about to say will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, "I'll take less money. I want to fight the best out there." Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made
Oscar was trying to signal to cut the mic, bro. Oscar tried to signal to cut the mic. That last part, he was signaling to cut the mic, bro.
Their manager and says, "I'll take less money. I want to fight the best." Leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, "I'll take less money. I want to fight the best out there." Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million? But he wanted to fight the best.
Now look.
And he took less to fight the best.
On Vergil right now.
That speaks volumes. I managed 20.
Vergil put his head down like, hold on, what he saying, man? We think about that shit right now. I'm telling you, at this moment, Oscar, it's over. Oscar in his mind, I'm telling you, Oscar is in his mind, he losing it. Oscar like, man.
Let's just stop. Y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
He put Vergil on game. Next thing you know, Vergil, look, notice this was the most recent fight. This was the most recent fight. That's the funny part. Like, look at the timing of everything. Look at the timing of everything and tell me I ain't on point. I'm laughing at it, but I didn't notice all this at first. The body language over. He started wiping his forehead. Bro. Oscar sweating bullets on that stage, man. He like, man, dang, he done cost me another fighter. Oscar about to get on the phone. Oscar about to go get his connect on the phone right now, bro.
7 guys, I'm telling you, that's a rarity in boxing to find a fighter that says,
man,
I don't care about the money. Go get me the best opponent that you can get. And Vergil Ortiz did that.
Man, Vergil sitting there with his head down like, hold on now. I said that? You know what I'm saying? It's dawning on Vergil. Vergil like, damn, I said that? I said that stupid shit. He's like, damn, I'm giving up millions, man. Nah. So look, the fact that you would even be in a position where you would have to give up money and then just to get to a fight that of this magnitude between Vergil and Boots, and for your promoter to play games that holds you in a very negative light, speaks volumes, bro. That says a lot, yo. Vergil, I respect it. Vergil said, "The hell with that. He looked like an offensive coordinator." I swear he's sweating. Hey, yo, Cal, the only thing he missing is the headset, bro. Only thing he missing is the headset. So hold on. I think I got another video for y'all. Hit the like button. Y'all sub to the channel. Support the grind. I got another video. I believe Oscar responded in this one. Shout out to Fight Hype, man, because they always clipping all this stuff together. So I'll be using their video. Shout out to Fight Hype. Shout out to Fight Hype, man. But this is crazy, man. This is crazy. All right, which one was it? Vergil got screwed by Oscar. That's what it sounded like. It's really sounding like that. Serrata was good. Said Vergil, take the millions. He dumb. He takes the money. He ducks. It's crazy, Serrata, because to a point, you got a point, bro. If he took the millions, like, You know what I'm saying? Then or if he would have been about the money, they'd say he ducking, right? Yeah, if it's all about the money, yeah, he don't want to fight. He pricing himself out. You know what I'm saying? Or he dumb, he this. You're right. So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? And this is Oscar saying we are aware of the lawsuit. Unfortunately, Vergil is getting bad advice from his lawyer and manager who have repeatedly violated the contract. We will aggressively defend the lawsuit and enforce our rights. We are confident the judge will agree our contract is valid and Vergil and his team are in breach. This is crazy. Yeah, you need a clap back Thursday for this. You can't just try to put no posts out. Turn that off, man. That music. Yeah, man. This is what Oscar had to say, man. They saying they're going to aggressively defend it, and basically it's Vergil and his team. And you see, that's the problem I have in boxing too. That's a problem in boxing, period, should I say, right? And just the shit that kind of annoys me. The fact that Oscar is stating Vergil and his team are in breach, right? But you represent them. And I get it. Like everybody got different jobs, right? Everybody got their job to do. His manager and his lawyer feel like they doing their job out writing the lawsuit and getting a man what they deserve. But at the end of the day, y'all all work for the fighter. The promoter promotes the fighter. He's supposed to work for him. The lawyer, right? The manager, y'all all work for the fighter. So if y'all all have a common goal, why should it be Vergil and his team are in breach? Why are y'all working as a collective to make sure Vergil Ortiz gets the fights he want, gets the money he want, and so on and so forth, gets the just due that he deserved from the fans? Like one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to mean it, Vergil Ortiz ain't deserved to get dragged and get called a duck. You get what I'm saying? If it really wasn't him. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where they at with it, bro. He like, man, you get me? I ain't no scary guy. I want this fight. You know what I'm saying? Most lawsuits from their fighters. I think he one of them. Golden Boy. It could be Oscar. I know he lose a lot of his fighters. I want to say that and be wrong, but I know he lose fighters. I know this is like a normal occurrence, right? Him losing fighters. Shit ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun with this dude losing fighters. This shit is crazy, bro. That's nasty work, bro. It's like that. Vergil and his team are in breach. Get what I'm saying? That's a little weird to me because y'all all ain't y'all all on the same team though? Am I wrong? Am I missing something? I get it. Everybody got a job to do, right? When it's all said and done. But this goes to show you the dysfunction that takes place within the sport and why fighters don't reach the level they're supposed to. This is why everybody don't be on the same page. Everybody don't be all in and making sure the fighter is good. You heard what Rick said? My fighter out here leaving millions on the table to make the best fights. And now you about to play with him when it's time to make the biggest fight where he can actually get paid to do it. You out here playing? I feel him, bro. I feel him. Maybe I'm missing something, but I feel him. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Ty. You get me? I feel him, bro. They like, bro, man, you out here playing with my life and career right now. Look.
Begging the media for this Boots and Vergil Ortiz
fight. This did it.
It's so stupid as a promoter to pigeonhole your fighter into one opponent. You lose your negotiating power, which ends up being a lot of lost money for your fighter. Also, every time a manager tries to be a hero and negotiate behind the promoter's back, they lose money for the fighter. And at the same time, violate the Muhammad Ali Act. And you know what? I'm going to start sending legal letters enforcing this because I'm fucking tired of it. Some managers are just full of shit and I will be exposing them, trust me. Look, Vergil can fight 2 or 3 different guys in mega fights. He's got options. Imagine him with Errol Spence at Dallas Cowboys Stadium or Sebastian Fundora in a mega fight in Vegas. Boots is part of the plan, but it doesn't have to be next. But Eddie, since you're so desperate to make this fight, then let's do this.
I did it.
60-40 for Vergil and 5% to the winner. Because I'm generous and I'm not moving off those numbers. You're the one who's begging for this fight. So let's go.
All right. I mean, it's been 72 hours since I made that video calling out Boots.
This is what did it. I told you. You think you flexing by saying, you think you one-upping them and flexing by saying, yo, y'all the ones begging for this fight. Why is anybody begging when they sat in the ring and said they was making a fight? They did all of that selling of the fight in the ring just for you to get out of it and say, oh, man, y'all begging for the fight. We got options. We can do this. We can do that. And I guarantee you them options that he throwing out there ain't as realistic as Boots. They're not paying for Errol Spence. Why you keep saying that? You know what I'm saying?
And Eddie, they want the fight so bad. Let's make it. I'm right here. 60-40, 5% to the winner. Let's go for March. I have banger fights lined up for January, February, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Let's get this fight done. The fans want to see it, but guess what? Vergil has other options. So if you want it, call me. I'm Vergil's promoter. Somebody authorized on that side, and I'm sure it's Eddie Hearn, your Boots' promoter. Call me. We'll make the fight. 60-40, 5% to the winner.
Now, all that's left to be sorted out for the first quarter of 26 is who Vergil's next opponent will be. I said 3 days ago that I'll sign immediately for a 60-40 fight with Boots with 5% to the winner, which is fucking crazy generous considering Vergil Ortiz has the better resume. Boots is interchangeable with Fundora and Errol Spence. He needs this fight with Vergil far more than we do. But I'm willing to make the fight. Let's do this. Eddie, I haven't heard from you. And if I don't by the end of the day, I'm going to start discussions with other opponents, with Al Heyman and PBC. Oh, and surprise, motherfuckers. Al and I made peace, and we are united now. We literally can put on bangers all year with the rosters we have here in America. So, if anybody has an offer, you better come in fucking guns blazing, because we are committed to making the biggest fights here in America.
See? And there you go. There you go. Right there. There you go. All that plan got your fighter and his lawyers, with a 32-page lawsuit, all that joking around. Yeah, there you go. All that plan. Now you got a 32-page lawsuit because you want to play pool and say people begging for fights. You think it was in good taste to keep playing with the name of your fighter. That's why I said now you are being sued, looking goofy in the face, man. Nasty work by him, man. Nasty, nasty work by this dude, bro. Nasty work, bro. Boots constantly gets slandered. Absolutely no reason at times, yeah. Boots was catching the strays, but Boots was definitely catching the strays. But I think in this situation, it started to lean towards Vergil, right? I seen a bunch of, Vergil ducking this, but, I think people that was breaking it down, people like me, man, I think you seen it not being Vergil and it being more of a Golden Boy issue. And, it was seeming like his promoter was talking crazy too, because he did say something a couple times, the $10 million demand and all that crazy shit. But I think ultimately he wasn't saying he didn't want to fight, right? So yeah, I think it's on Oscar, man. What is the extra 5% coming from? Right. And he's saying because he's generous. You know what I mean? He's saying the extra 5% because he's generous, right? So that's a good question. Oscar's an idiot. He tried to sound smart. Yeah, but he exposed himself. I think he did too, TD. Oscar De La Hoya claimed Boots, Eddie, and Matchroom are being for the fight. Yeah, Golden Boys never placed together an offer. Yeah, but it's begging Matchroom exactly to use their budget to fund that, even with a 60-40 to them. That's what I'm saying. If it's 60-40, then won't you put up the money and put up the fight? You know what I mean? Jordan was good with it. Hannibal was good, homie. Said Vergil hiding behind Oscar. I don't believe this nonsense. Shit, not me. Nuh-uh. He ain't hiding behind Oscar. It's a 32-page lawsuit, bro. They got a 32-page lawsuit out. See? They got a 32-page lawsuit, and they saying interference with prospective economic advantage or something like that. Sound like he's stopping his man from making money, and his promoter. I keep saying promoter because his name on Instagram is promoter, but his manager is going to bat for him. I think he's doing his job. Shout out to Jordan. I think he's doing his job, bro. I really do. I think he's doing his job. I think he's doing a good one at that, because it sounded like he all for his fighter. You know what I'm saying? He sat here and told us something we didn't know. He said Vergil pretty much left $1 million on the table to make the better fights because he want to fight the better people. So that relationship was cooked right there. Like, the relationship was over with. Relationship was over with. I don't know. No, I didn't see nothing that states how many fights he got left. But I know Oscar is saying that Vergil's contract is valid and that they're in breach. Vergil and his team is in breach. It's getting messy because now you got the promoter separating from the fighter and the manager. So you could tell everybody's not on the same accord. That's a dead giveaway. I don't even think that can't be encouraging. Like, y'all not even on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Not even on the same page, bro. Shit is crazy, man. This shit is really crazy. This shit is really nasty work to me, man. I hate to see this, man. Because Vergil, you could have avoided all of this by just making the right fight, bro. You could have put together the right fight. Nasty work, man. Truth is, Golden Boy is broken, and in August their deal is up. That's what it said, y'all. None of the names are scheduled on Golden Boy events. Why he can't pay for them? Because the zone not giving him shit. Nah, right. Vergil needs to put his foot down and force that fight. But look, this is the first step, Hannibal. That's what he doing, right? That's what he doing. He like, bro, you playing with me. So look, dig this, Hannibal. This is more. There's more. Let me go. We gonna go over these posts again. If Vergil Ortiz contract termination with Golden Boy stands up, nothing will prevent him from dealing directly with Matchroom and DAZN or another promoter to still make the Ennis fight if that is the fight he really wants. You get what I'm saying? That's the first step. So look, but the thing is, Oscar is gonna fight back, and his rebuttals to a degree from what he put out is that it's Vergil and his team that are in breach. Vergil and the manager is saying, no, Oscar, you are in breach, bro. You get me? Get your ass on. I like this. Look, 32-page suit, bro. Vergil has terminated his Golden Boy contract. Should make for an interesting read. And it is what it is. It's nasty whenever it got to come to this. That's all I'm saying, bro. Stop playing games. And then again, tell me again why we should be mad at Turkey. Tell me again why we mad at, people like Dana White coming in here trying to get into boxing and shit like this. Because you got guys like Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy playing games. When it's time to strike while the iron hot, they playing games with Vergil name. Man, this is crazy, y'all. Crazy. The boxing, the plug. My dog, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling, man? What's your thoughts on this, Dub, man? Talk to me, man. How you see this mess? Is it a mess? You think this a mess yet, man? I think it's a mess. I think it got real messy, man. Because right now, I ain't no damn lawyer, no judge, no none of that. I don't know how it's going to play out, but what's nasty about it is a bunch of finger pointing now. Everybody pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers now. Now, I mean, the cat out the bag. Y'all clearly ain't been on the same page. Telling you, I knew it was more to that interview Rick just did at the end. I knew it was more to that. Vergil wanted $7 million guaranteed for boots. Ooh, I'm not sure if the current market can support that. Man, damn, man. I was just giving him credit. Damn, god damn, man. Hey, Dub, I gotta play this for him because he wasn't here when I was playing it. Damn, $7 million? Shit. Shout out to the plug. Why I call my dog the plug, man. $7 million is bogus. I ain't even gonna lie. That's wild, bro. A non-champion, $7 million. Has that ever do they do shit like that? Damn, $7 million. Shit, I was just giving him his just due. Look, because look what Rick said.
There's no one chime in, but I don't think you do. That's how special he is. Take less money. I want to fight the best out there. Do you know how many?
Show y'all what Rick was popping and shit.
I know you do.
Yeah, look. What I'm about to say will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, I'll take less money. I want to fight the best out there. Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million, but he wanted to fight the best? And he took less to fight the best. That speaks.
Vergil looking up in the sky. Hey, y'all, $50 million. Chris Tucker boys, y'all, I'm telling you. Hey, look, Vergil looking up in the sky right now. Like, I bet you I will. This be the last damn time I leave a million. Hey, Dub. Hey, Dub. Hey, Dub, that's $7 million. That's back pay, Dub. That's what that is. I think I'm cool with it now. That's back pay. You get what I'm saying? From this interview, Vergil like, well, I did leave millions on the table before. That ain't nothing. That's back pay. You got it.
Says, I'll take less money. I want to fight the best out there. Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million, but he won't?
See? He said, do you know how many opponents he could have had an extra $1 million? That's what it is. Vergil like, nah, man, nah. I back pay. I need that back pay. Vergil need that back pay, man. He need that back pay. Vergil right now with his head up in the clouds in the sky, he planning his exit strategy. Rick over here, he holding it down. Oscar over here clenching his cheeks, sweating bullets, looking for the person that didn't get to cut the mic signal. Know what I'm saying? Oscar over there cursing Rick the hell out, bro. Man, he cursing Rick out right now.
Stop,
Oscar
keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
I swear, if you could read Oscar's mind right now, that's what he said. I swear that's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. They like, yo, I'm telling y'all don't get it. Hold on. We gonna laugh at this. Look at I want everybody in here. Hit the like button, yo. Support the grind. Look at everybody's body language. Rick is confident because he know he doing his job. He know his job, his sole purpose is to make sure his fighter get treated best, get the best deal possible, the best fights, the most money, all that, right? Vergil right now is saying, count your days. His head being cocked up like that, he look at his body language. He not even facing Oscar at all. He like, yeah, count your days. He like, yo, why they talk about this money? Yo, count your fucking days, bro. And then he said, I left millions on the table. Oh, yeah, I need 7 for boots. I need that 7. Oscar starts sweating bullets. Watch. He's sweating bullets.
What type of fighter is sitting next to me? In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there.
Oscar. Oscar sweating.
Find a fighter that turns to their manager and says, I'll take less money. I want to fight the
Vergil like, yeah, this shit is over.
The best out there. Do you know how many opponents we had where he could have made an extra $1 million, but he wanted to fight the best?
Shit is over.
And he took less to fight the best. That speaks volumes. I managed.
Oscar nervous. He twirling that damn mic. Then Ortiz start looking down. He start thinking about like, oh, really? He said millions? He said, damn, how many millions I could have made? He count that 7 million right now. He already know. He like, yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna need that check. I'm gonna need that bag for boots. Then you got Oscar sitting over there looking like a damn hostage. He look like he is so many places he'd rather be. Oscar. It's so many other places in the world Oscar rather be than right there on that stage, bro. Look at Vergil. Vergil ain't looked at him one time, bro. He ain't even beat. He like, yeah, man, this man been chipping me. Vergil start looking at the microphone. He like, man, I should say something. But I'm not. He like, Rick got it. Rick got it. You know what I mean? Lisa, you get me? Lisa, he like, Rick, you got it. Old money, swag, what's good with it? He said, I got to play now. Boots need to watch LeBron film and learn how to flop into knockdown. this way fighters gonna be thinking about retirement during negotiations. You're a fool, man. He said Golden Boy might have dropped the ball. Vergil had legal grounds to walk away since their last deal was with the Zone. Talk about it, Dub. The plug, my dog. Oscar right now is cursing Rick ass out, bro. Man, Rick spilled the beans, G.
What I'm about to say will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting
Everybody
next
got
to me.
real body.
In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says,
even if Oscar is not worried about what's being said, the timing of it couldn't be worse. Like the time that he start bringing up money is when you start wiping your head. Like he start revealing that he left money.
Will leave no doubt in your mind what type of fighter is sitting next to me. In this day and age, I challenge anybody out there to find a fighter that turns to their manager and says,
Stop,
I'll take less.
Talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
And he took less to fight
Rick
the
like,
best.
shut me up.
That speaks volumes. I managed 27 guys. I'm telling you, that's a rarity in boxing to find a fighter that says, I don't care about the money. Go get me the best opponent that you can get. And Vergil Ortiz did that. And if you guys know one, chime in.
Right now,
but I don't think you do. That's how special he is.
Vergil counting.
I say it all the time.
Right now,
he's built different and he's born different. It's just something out here in Texas that breeds different. But that's to be respected. Because you guys can't say that you've heard that before. Not in our era.
Man, yo, shout out to Rick, man. You just keep talking. That was one of probably the most uncomfortable few minutes of Oscar promoting in his career, bro. He was like, shit. Damn, man, not Vergil. Telling you, and shout out to Dub. So look, like I was saying, Dan Raphael was making a lot of sense, y'all. He was making a lot of sense. He's making a lot of sense, bro. Man, you just keep talking. Man, bro. So nothing was if this shit hold up, look, I'm for the fighter. I want to see him get his money and the fights. I don't know he's gonna get that $7 million, but at least he'll get the Boots fight, right? If he can get away from Oscar, because that's what it seemed like the only holdup is. It don't seem like it was Rick. Don't seem like it was Vergil. Seemed like it was Oscar. And Oscar pretty much alienated himself from Vergil and his manager because he's saying that Vergil and his team is in breach of their contract and they're getting bad advice. So had to figure it out, man. But I guess we had to Omar was good. Vergil going independent. I know he's gonna have to get away from him if he want that fight. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. Seemed like the all roads lead through him getting away from Oscar De La Hoya. That's what it seemed like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's premature, but it's what it seemed like. I don't know, man. Bad news, man. So we'll see, man. I don't know what's gonna come of this. Like Dub he brought up a great point, very interesting point, bro. That they then they saying they deal is up too with hold on. Where's that post that I had? Not that one. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that too, man. They saying, man, Ortiz lawsuit confirmed what he already reported. Remember, he said the Zone deal has expired. Golden Boys, the Zone deal has expired, and they're discussing a new deal. So, hey, Dub. Hey, man, Vergil might be on point. Vergil and Rick might be on point. Hey, man, Vergil and Rick might be on point. And the timing to file the 32-page lawsuit it might be no better time. It's no better time because, like you said, look, Golden Boys' Zone deal is expired, right? So, man, yeah, man, Oscar, man, he got some explaining to do. It made me think of when Canelo was saying he was getting it off too. Remember that? Remember Canelo was talking about him a while back? Remember? And they was going back and forth. And he was like, you Oscar still, remember? Remember when Canelo was like, I know. Man, yo, remember that Canelo? Now that Canelo interview hit different, right? When Canelo was going off about Oscar taking the money, he was like, remember, he was like, I have lawyers. Oh, man, hold on. I got to find that, man. Where's that video, man? Man, yo. Say he was stealing money, man. Y'all got to remember that, man. Where was that joint at, bro? That shit was funny, man. Man, he went off, bro. Hello, hold on. Man, he said Vergil has the same lawyer Canelo had to get him out of the Golden Boy deal. Oh, he might be just as good as good. You remember it? Remember at least when he was going off? It was like, man, Mexico versus everyone, it should be the co-main. Man, this is crazy, man. You remember that joint though, right? So he might be good. He might be money, Dub. He might be in there. He might be in good standing, bro. This might have been the perfect time to do what he doing. I ain't gonna lie to you. This might be the perfect time to go ahead and file a lawsuit right now while they no longer the Golden Boys the zone deal is expired. It's over with. It's over with. That's probably gonna help him out. That's probably gonna play out in his favor. You know? That probably play out in his favor for real. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy, man. So we'll see, man. Oscar about to lose another fighter. I don't think he could afford that, bro.
Did you expect something from Oscar? Did you expect that he was going to come throwing grenades?
You can expect from Oscar, you can expect anything like that. He's just throw shit in for his mom. He don't know anything about being promoted their fighter or care about their fighter. They always leave their fighters when they need him. In the biggest stage, he leave their fighters. He don't care about his fighter. The attention is for Munguia, and he don't care. He want the attention, all the attention. You know, you saw yesterday, but it's nothing surprised me from him.
He said Oscar want all the attention, bro. He don't care about his fighters, bro. He just want the shit that come with it. He don't care. He just throw a lot of shit from his mouth. Like Canelo English got great over the years, didn't it? Bro, English got great. Say he don't care is the last with the accent. Yeah. He said he don't give a damn about his fighters, bro. He just want the attention that come with promoting, bro. He don't care about the fighters. Oscar must have not liked the deal the zone offered and pulled the fight. I don't even think that's it, Omar. I don't even think that's it. I think it's obvious. I think we all seen what just happened. Like, look at that interview. Shout out to Fight Hype, because that was an excellent clip to put in there what was going on. Look at that body language. Them sitting all up there on the podium. That said something. Vergil was very closed off to Oscar. He wasn't thinking about him. And I ain't saying there had to be so much to it, but the fact that Rick was saying what he was saying and Vergil was doing what he was doing while Oscar was wiping his forehead, looking nervous or looking like dang, bro, shut up, man. And Vergil sitting there contemplating all the millions he left on the table. He like, man, yeah, man, I know I get about $7 million for boots. Know what I mean? And then you ain't gonna get me that money, then we up out of here. So, and I said this, I ain't saying this is gonna happen, but just imagine Oscar losing Vergil Ortiz and he going somewhere. Maybe he works with anybody else or even an Eddie Hearn, right? He go work with an Eddie Hearn or something, right? And actually make the fight and then win it. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Something to think about, man. Something to think about. I'm not saying that he gonna do it, but I truly respect this move if he got away from Oscar to go make the biggest fight of his career. And I feel like at this point, I don't think people could call Vergil Ortiz no duck or none of that. Vergil's a prospect. Is at Oscar's disposal. Ortiz isn't that important and a hype job. I mean, He definitely ain't no hype job. That's not accurate in my from my vantage point. That's not accurate. He not no hype job. He's past that. He's fought quality oppositions. He's just not. He's hasn't had an opportunity to fight for the title. And with Oscar De La Hoya moving the way he's moving, it's no surprise there. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely in that contender space. He ain't no prospect at all. He should be priority. Oscar talks like he's more important than what he is. And Vergil Ortiz, do y'all remember Vergil coming out talking about his relationship with Golden Boy and Oscar? Let me find that. Let me take y'all down memory lane and show y'all how fast shit changed, bro. Watch. Let me find that. Andy Cruz versus Mortai. That's a great fight. We're going to talk about that as it get a little closer, too. Tank has been named WBA champion in recess. I think you saying in recess, ain't you, Dub? In recess. And your spell check got you. Got my guy. Know what I mean? Players mess up. That spell check got my guy, Dub. I know what he's. I think that's what he's saying. Champion in recess, huh? But hold on, man. Let me go find this, man. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this, y'all. I know y'all got to remember this, man. He was there. It was all good just a week ago. I side with Oscar. Vergil's managers to blame. How the hell do you sign with the guy? Yo, bro, how do you sign with the guy that is responsible for why the biggest fight at 154 ain't being made? It's not his manager. It's Oscar. And shout out to Dub because he made a great point. And to that point, here's what Dan Rayfield saying: Golden Boy, the zone deal is expired. He might have grounds, like Dub said, to go on to get the hell on. You holding him back. You holding him back from himself, bro. You really are. How the hell you sign with promoters? Promoters be doing the bullshit. So you basically cool with the fight not happening because that's what you're saying. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what he doing, bro. That's what he doing. That's what he doing. He's going to Canelo Promotions. You know what I'm saying? He's stopping this shit. He's stopping the fight from happening. Shout out to Blunt, man. He said, nah, champion Demetrius, but mean the same thing as champion and recess. Okay. Protect me, players. Mess up, dog. Shout out to my dog. I know what you mean, back. Appreciate you, bro. So he champion in recess. So you was right about that. You said that. You said it. You said you could see him being champion in recess, and you was right about that. Y'all go type in the plug, man. The fax machine, the plug, all that good stuff. Go tap into my guy. So yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know how you could be in favor of the guy that's stopping the fight. It's not the fighter. This 32-page lawsuit tells you that it's not the fighter that don't want it. It's not the promoter. I mean, not the promoter. It's not the manager. The manager is trying to get his guy paid. You get what I'm saying? The manager is open. The manager just spilled the beans on how Vergil been leaving money on the table to make good fights. That's why I say that's even more further, a more clear-cut example of how he ain't scared to make fights, bro. He said he managed 27 fighters, and he can't find too many that will say, yo, I'll take less money for the more dangerous fight. But at the same token, what Dub is saying is interesting too, with him wanting $7 million for the Boots fight. And I'm telling you, Dub, I'm joking, but I'm not joking at the same time, y'all. Him saying like how much money he was leaving on the table, it makes me feel like Vergil think he owes something. I feel like, I swear. Or maybe he just think Boots that dangerous or the fight is worth that much. But I personally don't see him getting no $7 million in a non-title fight. I know it's a really big fight, but not if Turkey's not involved, right? Maybe if that was the case, and we already know he ain't in on the Boost business right now, so that's probably not even an option. And then with Golden Boy's the zone deal expiring, like, does that affect how the fight gets made too? And like he's saying, man, nothing will. If Vergil was able to get out of the contract, nothing stops him from being able to work with somebody else or even a match room and Eddie Hearn directly to make this fight if this is the fight that he really wants. So I like it. A-Beezy was good with it. Big plan. People Golden Boy trying to do a deal. Man, Oscar ain't got no. Why y'all just be assuming this shit? Fuck his plans. He about to lose his golden goose with his plans. Like, that's the problem. This is the reality, bro. I know these dudes got their own plans and they want to make money and do it the way they want to do it, but that's the problem. They work for the fighter. They work for the fighter. It should. At what point does what the fighter want make sense when they the ones taking the punishment? Get what I'm saying? That's the problem I have with it. They keep trying to say he getting bad advice, man. I don't know about that. So he wants to be the face of Mexican boxing, and I don't think he'll ever be that easy because he going about it the wrong way. I think his opportunity to do that was when he fought, and he was a damn good fighter. He's a hell of a fighter, but I think I don't see him being in a position to ever be that, and definitely not as a promoter because he got a bad reputation. You see me play the clip from Canelo and say how he treat people and how he do his fighters. He want the attention. He don't care about the fighters. He want the attention. You get what I'm saying? Lloyd Schofield fight for the vacant title. Wow. So what's the name was right? Auntie Schofield was right about that, huh? No opponent's been named yet. Lamont Roach Jr. has a real shot at getting it. He's number 4 in the WBA. Schofield number 1. Wow. Wow, man. Tank Shortcoming propelled this dude into, or his unfortunate situation propelled this dude into a title shot. Now they about to talk. Now they win this title, man. They ain't never gonna shut up, dog. Losing the boots. I don't see Vergil stock dropping by much. Me neither, Hannibal. Me neither, because I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world. Wow, man. Wow. That man went out of that contract. He said, get me up out of here, man. He said, get it gone, man. I think Vergil, I respect Vergil for what he doing. Move on, bro. Them dudes ain't trying to get you to smoke. Go where you get the smoke. Let Lamont and Floyd fight for it. I wouldn't be mad at that fight. I wouldn't be mad at it. Man, oh man. I wouldn't be mad at it at all, bro. And real quick, man, they said Jake got some wild shit going on with his jaw. Hold on, man.
That line right there, that's where they slid the hardware in. Let me show you. Boom, full steel plate under the jaw, 8 screws holding it down. Shiny, right?
Hey, what happened?
I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so. Yes. They tried to break me, but now I'm literally built tougher.
Ah, man. And that shit look crazy, don't it? Got Jake speaking through the wire, metals and all types of shit. I don't never need my shit wire like that. Solid fight, Roach and Schofield. Yeah, it is. I just would hate the fact that it's that fight with him coming off an injury, man. I hope he would be, as close to 100% as possible. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that he would be. Hit that like button, y'all. Sub to the channel, support the ground. Let's keep rolling, man. So we gonna see, man. If this is in fact gonna work in either or's favor. I kind of low key hope it works in Vergil's favor. So I think that's the the best chance we got to see in the fight. I think if Vergil is allowed to get away from Oscar, I think it'll be one less roadblock in the way of stopping that fight. I think as long as Vergil is with Oscar, it's just no telling. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when he's going to stop bullshitting and be like, all right, you know what? It's time to really make this fight. And it's crazy because it seemed like Rick was putting out messages talking about communication, and I'm big on that. And that's what he was consistent about. Oscar not doing the communicating. He keep running to the media, playing that media game instead of talking to the people that could actually get something done. And he did say it was within their rights to negotiate. You talking to everybody else, but not them. So yeah, there's that. So we'll see what's to come out of that situation. And if Vergil will find a new home soon. Schofield Sr. is really gonna be on 100. Yeah, oh my goodness, Lisa, you already know. Tell me about it, man. He ain't gonna shut up, bro. You get me? His ass is not gonna shut up. We'll never hear the end of this shit. Let's Schofield in the dough. But I ain't mad at him though. I mean, let's go Floyd Schofield do his thing. I want to be clear. I ain't mad if he get his opportunity. Not at all. But I just know his dad ain't never gonna shut the hell up. Something that I seen that my guy sent me, man, it was talking about you know, this picture had been circulating and floating around, and they see Derrick James with Brian Norman Jr. So they think this is a potential matchup or you know, a potential home or fit for Brian Norman Jr. Now, for me, I think what Derrick James teaches, like efficiency, placement, like being intentional, right? Not wasteful. You know what I'm saying? He got a good system over there. And I think of Brian Norman, I think he could benefit from this low kick. I do. I ain't saying it'd be the best fit, but I don't think it's a bad one either. Not at all. I think for Brian Norman, that he got an interesting set of tools, right? He's an athletic guy. He can crack. You know, you just slow him down, establish a jab. Brian Norman working behind a consistent, effective jab going to the body. With the way he is, it'd be pretty damn dangerous, man. So I wouldn't mind seeing this. I wouldn't mind seeing this at all. I wouldn't mind seeing this matchup. We need to see more of Derrick James. I like what Alicia Baumgartner is looking like with him, especially in that second fight in particular. That she looked really good. They look like they're gelling really well. Brian Norman Jr., as we all know, he did the interview with my guy Najee and Cigar Talk. He said, look, you know, he split from his pops. His pops broke his silence. You know, he said he ain't playing second fiddle. Still support his son. It's all love. Right? So on to the next, man. I think Brian Norman Jr. is, you know, some people say, man, one loss and you threw your pops away. I don't think that's the case. I think if you take into account where he's at in his career and everything that they've accomplished since they started, they got very far together. That's a very successful run that they had. I don't care what nobody say. What is Brian Norman Jr.? What is it? 26-1, something like that now, or whatever it is. Something to that degree. That's successful, right? They got one loss and the rest of them wins, and they got a title shot, right? Defended it as well. So that had a successful run. I think if you Brian Norman Jr., you probably like, you know what? Let me seek out somebody that may be further along in their training career, possibly more knowledgeable than what my father is. That's not a bad thing. And if father is on board, then he's just going to be in support. He might not like it initially, but I don't see a world where he doesn't support his son, bro. You raise him from the ground up. I think he'll be there. I just think part of, you know, him reacting to him no longer being the head coach is a realistic human emotion. You know what I'm saying? I just think his son want to get better. And I'm pretty sure if his father want to be involved to a certain degree, he'll allow him to do so. But that's what people got to take into account. Nobody's perfect, and relationships run a course. Sometimes people going to butt heads, and shit, should Brian Norman Sr. feel good about being fired? Like, you know, people joking, they saying he got fired on his day off. I'm going to play the interview. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but look, I mean, shit, that's my baby boy too. I could imagine, man, me coming up with my baby boy. We done been through it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. We took a loss, and now I'm out there. And I know it's not, I know that the mentality probably is not that simple, right? That cut and dry, like, well, I lost, so you out of here. I don't think it was like that. I don't think it was with any ill will, right? I just think it was all about trying to get better and get to that next level. And hopefully, you know, I can get Brian Norman Jr. back up here, and we can rap a taste on it, man. We can rap a taste. We can chop it up on that and see what he think. What y'all laughing at, man? Y'all terrible, man. I know y'all up to do good. I know y'all laughing at. So what I say, man, what I say. But yeah, man, I think it's a real thing. I think you could be hurt from something like that. You could feel, I don't know, frustrated, embarrassed. I don't know what's the words you want to call it, right? But it could bother you, right? I don't think he's wrong if it bothered him. I think he would be human for that, right? That's me. I don't think, you know, it's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's real, man. I'm pretty sure that's something that he could say he didn't expect or anticipate. You know what I mean? Because they was rocking and rolling. But sometimes, you know, changes are made in boxing, and they're made to benefit the fighter. I think that's the ultimate goal. As long as everybody on board has the same goal in mind, it'll work. You get what I'm saying? It'll work. And that's the problem. That's what it's.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's new?
As long as he's working, as long as he's successful, getting what he want out of the situation, as long as he's finding a way to elevate and get to what he feels like is the next phase of his career, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. know what I'm saying? Sometimes knowing how to take a back seat is important. Mike Magic, my bro, what's good with the family? How you feeling, bro? Yeah, I agree. You said you agree. You know what I mean? You feel me? Yeah, he just want to get better, bro. That's all. You know, he want to get better. He'll always be there for Junior. Right? He ain't going nowhere. He just by him saying he ain't playing second fiddle. I know people want to say, "Oh man, you ain't supporting your son." I think if he wanted to say that, he would have said that, and I feel comfortable enough to say, based on speaking to him, and listen, he don't bite his tongue about shit. So if he wanted to say, "Look, I ain't supporting my son no more," that's what he would have said. So I don't think that's what the message was, and I'm not going to push that. If that's how people interpret it, by all means, push it. But for me, I heard, man, I ain't playing second fiddle. If I ain't the main cook, you know what I mean, chef in the kitchen, then I'll fall all the way back. Yeah, I'm still supporting him, but I'm not playing second to somebody else when I was the main course, the head chef. And I understand that to a degree. Yeah, it could be pride, it could be ego, but pride and ego is a real thing. People have it. You know what I'm saying? People feel shit. You could feel something. He's not wrong per se as a dad. And just like Brian Norman Jr. is not wrong for going to seek out another trainer, Senior is not wrong for feeling human about how it happened. That's all. Shout out to them. I hope they continue to rock out. Hope he continue to be 110% in his son's corner while he get, through this next phase of his career. I hope Brian Norman Jr. finds the perfect fit. And look, that Derrick James thing, man, you might be on to something, Norman Jr. You might be on to something, man. You still the assassin. You still got the support. The people support you. I know over here on this platform, Just Do Boxing still support you. I don't give a damn about no loss. I don't care that you lost. You went out there and you lost to one of the best fighters in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? While trying to prove that you one of the best young fighters in the world. That's what boxing is about. That kind of shit, I will get behind 1,000,000%, and it will have my undoubted support. Hell yeah, B Norman. That's how you do it. If you gonna fucking lose, B Norman, this is what the goofy ass people ain't gonna tell you, because they cool with you losing. They still talking about the shit with you and Boots, man. Let that shit die. That fight didn't come to fruition. He went on to fight another young, dangerous young stud, and Devin the Dream Haney. If you gonna lose at all, Brian Norman, lose to the absolute best in the world. That's what you did. You don't hang your head. You don't feel sad. You don't feel down on yourself. You go back to that drawing board and you work. You do exactly what you're doing. If a new trainer is something you feel like you need, do it. Real one's gonna support that shit. Nobody is down on you and really falling back from you from losing Devin Haney, who's an undefeated fighter and a 3-division champion, by the way. You get me? It's no shame in that. Devin can box his ass off, and I'm gonna keep saying it till he ain't boxing no more. The man can box, or till that statement is no longer true. He can box. He is disciplined. He is smart. He's experienced. He is poised under pressure. He knows what he's doing in there. Get what I'm saying? Nothing easy for nobody to beat. Even with Ryan getting dropped all them times. You see that fight wasn't no UD. Shit was close as hell. He was fighting. Wasn't for them knockdowns, we'd have a different fight, a different, outcome. So Devin is proving his worth. And that's what I want to say to Brian Norman to his face, bro. I know you ain't hanging your head because you look like it's business as usual, but I want to make sure I reiterate the point. The real ones rock with you. We respect it, and we appreciate you going out there, putting your undefeated record and your WBO title on the line against a very experienced pure boxer. You know what I mean? Savvy in that ring. Dad can box, man. And that's what people don't like to say. You don't gotta like the style, but the results don't lie. That man is a winner. Darren was good with a homie. So after some training with DJ, I would like to see a rematch between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Down the road, I think he gets some wins under his belt. Cash Sports the Box story and make where it makes sense or something. Isn't he storming Norman now? You get me? The assassin too. Yeah, I like the assassin. Yeah, we don't throw fighters away at the one tough loss. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? No matter how bad the loss. When you go out giving me a fight that I said I wanted, that I was on board with, man, all I could do is salute you. Win, lose, or draw. I'll be damned if I sit here and shit on you because you took an L. That's what's wrong with boxing. Nah, Norman, on to the next one. Let's get it. But let me play this, man. Shout out to Johnny Ortiz and my dog YSM, a.k.a. Mill. You know what I mean? They talked about the firing of Brian Norman Sr. Listen.
Chilling. We in Jersey today.
Yep. Brought me out to Jersey. The gym.
This your first time here?
Yeah, it's my first time over here.
There's boxing everywhere, bro.
Yeah, Yeah, we in the middle of the woods, middle of the sticks. I don't know where we are.
It's a couple of things I wanted to tap in with you on. I wanted to hear your thoughts. Brian Norman Jr. has revealed that Brian Norman Sr. is no longer the head trainer.
Damn, he fired him on his day off?
Damn, Johnny, that's cool.
Shit. Treated like Craig by his own son.
All silliness aside, what do you think of the move? Or you shocked?
Sports consulting is crazy.
Probably because it's his dad, but I don't know when he got punched.
He's no longer the head trainer. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to.
He probably got tired of him when he got punched and was like, damn,
Jordan,
man,
he was so
what's
fatty.
going on? Like, what is this? Where the rag at, man? He like shit all bleak. He's probably like, Dad, where the strategy at, man? What the fuck is happening? Like, what's going on, man? I'm just out here. While you out here partying, thinking about boots and all that, and Saudi Arabia turned up and all that shit. I'm out here with no game plan, getting punched on, and you go in the corner and ask for a rag. So that, Junior stepped up. As it means, I'm a grown man now. I'll feed you. So step aside.
Do you think this was a management call? Or do you think this was a young man turning into a grown man?
I mean, I ain't like I'm around the team, so I can't say it could possibly be both. It probably be management. Like, they probably sick of your ass. Like, oh, you over here promoting boots instead of this Devin Haney fight. You over here on Mill City Boxing talking that shit every day. And it's probably something like, man, when you get that money, one thing about it, when they get that checks and they got to check you, he's like, you my son now. I'm the senior, you're the junior. So you need to get the fuck out of here. So that's probably what it is.
You think people will adopt that mindset?
Yeah, usually I be around the sports, not just boxers in general, when a father or whatever, like a family member training and the kid is the money maker, sometimes that shit switches around. I mean, like, I respect you as my parent, but I'm the one keeping the household or keeping whatever structure. I'm the one paying people, so that's probably what happened. They probably had mutual agreement, who knows? But we just seen on the corner for his 25th birthday, he just wanted to rag and wipe his nose and shit. So that's all I know about it. But, hopefully, Norman Jr. can come back. Hopefully he sees it. Like, I need to sharpen my iron and stuff. I'm going to go to somebody that I can see I believe can teach me more things while I'm still young. So,
who do you think is best suited for Norman's style and what he needs to add? What trainer do you feel like?
I don't know. Whoever he feels is the best. He talked shit up in Philly, but you knew Philly could help him a lot. I don't know. It's crazy because he beefed with a lot of people.
Who beefing? Who? The senior, the junior, or senior? Brian Norman Jr. ain't beefing with nobody. That's why he went to Philly to get that smoke with Boots. That's why he was God traveling. That's why the dude bred different. Not too many people can say they sparred Bud, Tank, and Boots back to back to back, and I forget the exact order. You get what I'm saying? Not too many people can say that. That's what Brian Norman Jr. be on, man. So look, he all about getting to that next level. He all about proving himself. If you paid attention to his come up and how he got into the game and some of the work that he put in, you know that he always been about trying to be one of them guys. And we shouldn't fall back off him because he lost to one of the best boxers in the game. Pick him up, big him up, build him up, and we be rooting for him. I'm gonna be rooting for him to get back in there. I hope he do make it work with Derrick James or a trainer of his choosing, whoever he decide to rock with. But I know, man, with that guy's work ethic and his commitment, he gonna work. He gonna try to improve, man. He ain't gonna stay stuck on stupid. He ain't gonna be crying over no spilled milk. I don't got my title. He don't give a damn. He gonna go on to the next, and he gonna try to go out there and be better. I know that from talking to him. You know that about him. He ain't got no hoe in him, no quit in him, no none of that. So this shit ain't over. This shit is the beginning. Shit just getting started, man. He's playing with house fucking money anyway. They was counting him out, had him as an underdog and all types of shit. All he did was get some valuable experience along the way. We forget all losses ain't just losses. They lessons as well. You able to learn. He had 12 rounds with one of the best accomplished pure boxers in the game. Now, I mean, I went on the road a few times and been a road warrior, winning on the road. Gotta respect it. Got to, man. It ain't over for Brian Norman Jr., not by long.
Be like, shit, you could probably holler at Coach Calvin and them, but I know him and his dad been running his mouth about taking them, so I don't know. I really don't know. Just whatever it is, hope the best, and, I want to see hope the best for Junior. He still got a lot of upside on his career.
I watched the interview, Cigar Talk. Shouts out to Najee. That was a really, really good interview. Subscribe to him. He's been doing his thing. Watched the interview. I feel like Norman Jr., I feel like he's handled the loss really well in the sense of he acknowledges the mistakes that he made. He felt like he underestimated Devin. Mm-hmm. I felt like that was the cause of his loss. Mm-hmm. I think assuming that a man, especially a man of that caliber, as far as in boxing, can't hurt you, feel like that's
I think
at least he held his big mistake. You know what I mean?
At least he held himself accountable. I didn't get to watch the interview yet, but I'm gonna check out Najee. Shout out to Najee. I'm gonna check it out. But at least he held himself accountable. That's step one. Holding himself accountable, know the changes, see what I gotta do, and go pursue it. When it comes to Junior, hope the best for him. He still got a lot of upside in his career. He's young.
Did you expect this?
No, I didn't expect it. Like when I met him, it seemed like they got a good dad-son bond, but that's me personally. I did not expect it. I would be lying to say I did, but am I shocked at all? It's always times. Fighters most of the time after loss, they work.
I could say I didn't expect to see it or to hear it, but after like just sitting there and assessing it and understanding like the journey what they got through, how far they came, where they've gotten to, all the way to that top, pretty much, right? Being world champion and defending it, traveling and doing it, right? Being on the road, like they've reached a fair amount of success for real. So I think it's just all about the level up, and sometimes you can't do that without making the necessary changes. And like I said before, if I had to take a guess, I would say he made the changes for the better, right? Not for no underhanded reasons, right? Not to shit on his dad. He got the utmost respect. He said it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, man. So, you know what I'm saying? He loved his pop, but he also loved his career. He a grown man. So any change that he see fit in his career, he should be entitled to do so and should be supported, not just by his pops, but the fans and the people. So let's see.
But don't you think that's a mistake though? Always like going into a different direction.
With the directions he said to Junior, you thought that was a mistake? No, he just got punched in the shit and said, "Where's the rag at? Damn, son, like where's the rag at?" Didn't get no instructions or nothing. He just going there like, "Damn, man, where's the rag at?" Just trying to want to wipe his nose and shit. So how's that a mistake? No,
I'm saying that every time a fighter loses, they automatically change trainers.
Yeah, sometimes it's not. It's a blame thing. Like, I'm not. It's not my fault. It's my trainer's fault. So yeah, a lot of times. But my whole thing is like he holding himself.
And then real quick to speak on what he's saying, it do be a blame thing sometimes. You've seen it in the past in different situations, but I think this. I think every boxing, every situation is unique to a degree. There's no two situations that's exactly the same, right? And I think in this particular instance, it wasn't about a blaming, right? I got what I heard from Cigar Talk and Brian Norman Jr. in that Cigar Talk interview. I heard accountability. I heard acceptance. I heard, I underestimated him. I heard, is my father the reason I'm here. So I heard, him give his father his praise, his just due, and I heard him take accountability for him underestimating him. You know what I mean? Devin Haney. So again, I don't think that's the energy between the Normans. I don't think it's the blame game. Oh man, you getting out of here. It's your fault I lost. I don't think it's that though. I didn't get that energy from the interview.
Accountable, he really thought about it. Like, damn, I underestimated shit. He probably bad at his dad. Like, yo, you going around talking about boots on. You on Georgia platform, city boxing every day. You're not focused. You're on Saudi Arabia. You probably turn it up while I'm over here having to do a fight.
Yo, how can you turn up in Saudi Arabia?
I don't know. He was up late talking shit. Like, he was up late talking shit. So he's like, I got punched in my shit, and I didn't have no instructions besides get a rag and wipe my shit. So shout out to Junior. He recognized. He grow up. He's like, yo, I recognize I'm 25 now. I pay you. I'm your boss. You didn't do shit besides say get a rag.
He gave him instructions. It may not have been the right instructions.
He was like, oh man, like where's the rag? Like, come on, son, like, come.
Why you keep saying that?
That's what this shit was leaked. You see that on the corner? You was like, oh man, where's the rag? Instead of like, yo, move your head. You could have showed him stuff like.
I feel like it was more of a underestimating Devin Haney across the board, though.
But who underestimated his Pop was talking shit, talking crazy, going on in Mill City every other day. He talking about Bruce more than Devin. They wasn't explaining shit, so he wasn't focused. So he fired his Pop. He's a boss. It is what it is.
I wouldn't say, because I don't think it takes much concentration to get up and talk a little shit about somebody. I don't think that shit impact how you're training your fighter, the shit that you're talking in the interview. But I could understand why he had said, because if you're doing, numerous interviews and, the things that you're talking about is more so focused around, everything else but the fight at hand, it's going to lead some people to believe that your focus wasn't 100% where it needed to be. So I understand why Johnny is saying that, but still in all, I'll say, man, look, they just got beat by the better man on the night. For me, I'm not going to overanalyze it. Senior is probably still learning things as he go. That's the thing, man. We don't allow each other. This is the problem I have. They won all of those fights together. And then the first one they lose is like, Senior ain't shit as a coach. Nah, that's the first time he been faced with that level of opposition. That was the best guy Norman been in the ring with, the most experienced, accomplished, you name it, right? Like, you get me? And they had similar starts because they both started up in Mexico. Real talk. So, and look, people did the same shit to Bill Haney with the Ryan situation. Before the Osterine came out, oh, Bill, wrong game plan. You ruined your son's career. You damaged him. You this, you dumb. You bad for your son. And then they doing the same shit with Brian Norman Sr. I listen, to each his own, but I speak for myself. Shout out to Brian Norman Sr. I'm not a surface level dude. I'm not a, oh, well, you lost and that's it. No, I know you started out with him. Y'all put together 20 plus odd wins, straight knockouts and all types of shit. Y'all got knockout of the year. You were coaching in that fight. See how people forget selective memory. Now all of a sudden Senior's supposed to be some shit because he argued with some people on the internet. Nah, I'm not doing that to him. I ain't gonna do that. That's lame. Look, he lost, man. Losing is a part of the game, and they was doing the same shit to Bill Haney, ironically, after the Ryan Garcia thing. Now the same guy that they was throwing away and saying he was ruining his son's career, they're now praising him for beating the less experienced Brian Norman Jr. You see what I'm saying? And coaching Dev up in that fight. Do you see what I'm saying? People be back and forth on both sides, man. Make that shit make sense, man. So, you can lose, man. You don't reduce the person to the one time that they failed. What about all the times they were successful? What about all the times they succeeded and got through the shit? What about the fact that him and his son together was an underdog and fighting in somebody's backyard and they stopped him, beat blood out that man? Yeah, I get it. None of these dudes was Devin Haney, but I respect the run that Brian Norman had. And again, if you're going to lose, shout out to Norman. Lose to the best fighters in the world. It's never no fucking shame in that. You ain't lose to no poop-hut. You ain't lose to no run-of-the-mill guy. You ain't lose to nobody that can't fight. You ain't lose to a nobody, some run-of-the-mill ass, just... you lost to a real one, bro. Despite how people want to call it. Lost to a real one in Brian Norman Jr. Devin Haney, and it's all good. Shout out to Dev. Good win. You got yourself back in the mix, but I like Brian Norman Jr. I'm glad he did the interview with Mill City. Not Mill City, pardon me. Najee from Cigar Talk, and he said some good things. It seemed like he holding himself accountable. He accepted where he fell short, even so much so that he looked forward to making changes in the corner. And change is not always a bad thing. See, in boxing, we creatures of habit, and we used to what we used to. And you think the minute that somebody goes to make a change, it's with ill intent. I don't think that's the case here. You got a young, talented fighter, in my opinion, at 25 years old, that is now former WBO champion, that's looking to get the absolute most out of the rest of his career, and you can't blame him for that. Shout out to Trini BX. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the content. Just do appreciate the support, my guy.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
That the build up to the fight got personal. Junior went into the fight with a lot of emotion. He will learn from it. Losing to a grade A boxing mind like that is not a bad first loss. Not at all. I would like to ask him that personally too. Did he go into the fight with any emotion? Did any of the stuff in the build up, the tussling and all of that, did any of that stuff play any factor? You know, just want to ask because he's a straight shooter. If it did, he gonna tell you. Tell me. That's why I always like Brian Norman Jr. Way before he was a world champion, way before it was popular to speak his name. Now you about to see who really support him after a loss, and I'm gonna be right there rocking with him, man. Can't wait to see his next one. He gonna bounce back. No, he gonna bounce back. He a humble dude. Those are the kind of guys that they get in position. It's easy to support him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do what it takes to try to get back to where he once was, if not farther. You know what I'm saying? So I think anytime you have a fighter that's willing to put it on the line like that and put the work in to get better, he gives himself a really fair chance at doing exactly that. So we'll see.
Who would you want to see him in the ring with next?
At 147. Yeah. You know who'll be a good situation tune up? Blair the Flair. I like to see that. Blair the Flair.
That's a tough fight though. Ain't no tune up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look at it as a tune up, but that's a tough fight. If you really that dude, you should be able to beat Blair. If you can't beat Blair, it is what it is. Like, but his one thing I can say about Jolene and all them, Jolene knows she know matchups. That's why they was talking all that crazy with Boots. They knew they couldn't be Boots. So it's like, I like to see him versus Blair Flair. Make that happen. Top right.
Shout out to the homie Wise Tim. He said he'd like to see Brian Norman come back against Blair the Flair. Interesting fight. Blair is a tricky guy. But I'm not against seeing it, man. You don't know. I doubt if that'd be the fight to come back, man. You just never know when you're gonna see Blair. I think he with Don King, so you just never know there. But I don't know when you could expect to see that dude. I really don't. He probably don't even have an idea when he'll be back his damn self. So I don't know. Blair the Flair makes entertaining fights though, because he gonna get in there and fight. You know what I'm saying? If he don't do nothing else, he gonna get in there and fight. And you're gonna try to sell it for what it's worth. So, but I doubt if that's the fight that he gets on the comeback. I like the fact that he get it. Like, yo, you gotta sell yourself. And that's why I ain't mad at him. Even as crazy as he talk. At first, I used to be like, this dude talk too much, but I had to take a step back and reassess it. And like, bro, if it's in this position, shit, would I be talking? Because if you don't talk, it's like they don't see you. You know what I mean? Being quiet don't do you no good in boxing. It works for certain people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the luxury is what I'm saying. So this is something that, shout out to L-Dub, man. I'm hearing that this is a possibility, bro. I don't know if this is really going to be July 11th in San Francisco, but they saying that this is going to be announced on Friday. Hopefully it is. I don't know if they're saying this Friday or the next Friday, but Wilder and Usyk fight. It's not a bad fight at all, man. It's not bad. It's not a bad look. Some people feel like Wilder could land that right hand that might end it all. You know what I'm saying? And I think anything is possible when you give a guy the opportunity, right? And as long as I feel like Wilder is upright, opportunity is there. Now, what's the chances that actual punch land? I don't know, but I do believe that the opportunity will always be there. I just think that's boxing, right? You give a guy like that with that kind of punching power, you know what I'm saying? Opportunity to crack you, man. It can happen. You just never know. And all it takes is one. That's the crazy thing. And they always say the last thing to go is your power. So, hey, man, I would respect Usyk. If you giving Wilder this shot, even if it's this late, you giving him a shot at beating you, let's see it. Let's see it, G. Let's see it. But let's keep rolling, man. Let's keep rolling. We're going to rock up for about another half hour. Let's keep rolling, y'all. Gonna lie, I hope the right hand comes through for Wilder. I wouldn't be mad at it. That's the only person I'd be cool with seeing beat Usyk right now is Wilder. Deontay Wilder. If I seen him land that right hand, boy, oh boy. And with all this stuff going on, man, one of the people that I wanted to hear from was Vergil Ortiz, man. I mean, not Vergil Ortiz, Robert Garcia. So let's hear what Robert Garcia, the trainer, had to say about some of this stuff that's going on, if he spoke on it.
Recent news from boxing, Oscar De La Hoya basically kind of curtailing the negotiations between Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. Can you tell us where things are right now? Have you heard anything? And as far as Vergil goes, his interest in fighting against
Look, I know
Boots.
Vergil. You know, Virgil's a warrior. He'll fight anybody, and he wants the Boots fight. He wants to fight the best in the division. He wants to fight for a world title if possible. It's just promoters, you know, Matchroom, Golden Boy, managers also. It's a process, you know. A lot of people in boxing think, oh, those two should fight, so make it happen.
Definitely in pride, definitely, bro. Definitely hope.
No, it's not that easy. It takes weeks, months of negotiation.
The crazy part is, real quick, Wilder said he in his prime right now. He said that. That man said he in his prime right now. I'm like, damn. Think about showing your legal with Pro Box for ATL homecoming fight, like what they did for Ropes, maybe against Flowers or Courier, even Stan Jones. I mean, them opponents would be tricky on a comeback, right? I think that'd be too tough, but I think you could be on to something, Trinity, with the Pro Box link in the ATL homecoming joint. But I don't think I expect the name to not be too crazy, because you usually those situations you ideally want to put a guy in a situation where you can win and rebound, right? So you don't want to match him too tough coming off the loss.
To finalize the fight, you know, I don't like it. You know, I like to go straight out. Let's make it happen so much. Let's do it. That's the way I like to work. That's the way a lot of promoters work. But in this case, you have two of the top promoters who also compete against each other when who's going to be the main promoter. Who's, you know, all that has a lot to do with it too. I think the fighters deserve a big payday. It's a huge fight. I think I think it's one of the most one of the fights that people are more excited about for this year. There's other fights that are great, but I think this one is one of the top 2 or 3 fights in the whole year that people want to see, because it is.
And it's definitely a top fight. This might be the best fight that people want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a top 2, top 3 fight, easy.
It is that big of a fight.
Absolutely.
So if they want to get paid, then they need to get paid. You know, we already know what other fighters make. We know what.
That's the problem, man. You can't base what you want to get paid off of what other fighters make, right? They say you don't get what you work, you get what you negotiate.
We have so many fighters that we know the business. We know what's out there. So, you know, Rick is doing his job when it comes to that. Obviously, they go back and forth. They fight. They talk shit to each other. But at the end, they make it happen. I think it's a fight that should happen and needs to happen this year.
And Robert, you spoke about it before. You haven't been a champion in the game, and knowing how long it takes for things to get together, is it still a little baffling to you where you've got fighter A and fighter B saying we want to fight, and then you have the other constituents that are not the people in the ring holding the fight up?
Because in boxing, there's so much stuff behind the scenes that people don't know and people don't see. I've been in boxing my whole life, so I know pretty much everything that goes on, and sometimes there is fighters that think there's more money when there's not, but then there's also those times where the fighters want more money, and there is the money's there, but the promoters don't want to give it up. You know, it's just knowing the business, knowing the sport, also being reasonable. You know, we have to also be reasonable. We know the promoters have a budget. They have people working for them. They have buildings that they have to pay leases. So we also have to understand that that okay, let's say there's a X amount of money. Not everything goes to the fight also, because there's the undercard, there's just different, so many expenses. We know we understand all that, but then there is those cases where the fights are worth more money and the fighters deserve it. So it's part of negotiating, bro. So at the end, I know Rick.
It is. I mean, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with negotiating. I always say this, but the problem is when people start throwing numbers out in the public or attempting to negotiate in the public or overplaying their hands and pricing themselves out. That's a real thing too. Asking for way more money than they actually worth. And then that's a big problem. I mean, you heard what Robert Garcia said. Sometimes these guys think it's certain money there, so they'll ask for a set amount, and that shit won't be available. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't that easy, man. Especially when you got like guys like Vergil talking about $7 million for this fight, bro. That's tough. Rolling with the punches. What's good with it? Yeah, I mean, nobody. I think people now after today, the energy that I've gotten today is that people see that as Oscar, not Vergil. Sheik took care of that. Nah, Sage. He's not in on the Boots business, right? Remember, they was making offers, or allegedly, and Boots didn't take them, right? So Turkey kind of, pulled out of the Boots business. So notice Turkey ain't involved in this fight at all. They ain't involved in the Vergil and Boots fight. That's up for Golden Boy and DAZN to make it happen. And with Golden Boy's DAZN contract expiring, they might not even be in position. They might lose leverage to be able to make the fight, especially if Vergil was granted the opportunity to get about his contract.
Does a great job when it comes to
Vergil asks for $7 million.
Eddie, Oscar, they'll figure something out. I think the fight will happen. It needs to happen. Both fighters want it, so but they're not going to do it for half the money they deserve. You know what I mean? I think Boots is in the same page.
Coach, what do you think about? There's been a little bit of
saying that Boots ain't really worried about the money part, right? But it seemed like you heard Vergil's side speaking about $10 million demands. Oscar 60-40 splits with the winner get the extra 5%. You hear them going in that direction with that, but that kind of gives some validity to what's going on. Like dudes want to get paid, especially when they know that fight is risky. He's gotten what he deserved from a fight. Been 2-4 fight too. No doubt. Vergil ain't no duck fan. All because he didn't want to fight top fighters. The Sheik doesn't do tune-ups. You just making my point, fam. You saying all the stuff we know. So that's why he's not involved, bro. You get that was my point in the beginning. That you said that the money's not an excuse because the Sheik fixed that. And I'm telling, and you just now saying he doesn't do tune-ups. Yeah, but this fight is not a tune-up, right? And he's not particularly like open to the Boots business if you follow the situation when some of them offers was made to Boots and turned down. You get what I'm saying? Shouldn't, and I said should not have happened next. So I'm not being consistent. De La Hoya is repeat my sentiment. I get you, but what was the point of getting them in the ring? What was the point of doing the face-off? What's the point of doing all this posturing? And at the end of the day, what the fighter has to matter, because De La Hoya is supposed to be working for Vergil Ortiz, not the other way around. Vergil Ortiz leaving millions on the table to make other fights, and now you're in position to make a big fight, a meaningful fight, and you don't even want to do it. You don't even want to cash in on the opportunity, so it kind of seems silly. Kind of crazy when you think about it. So it's crazy. If Turkey came back, he would have already had a date already, but after the first situation, he backed off, right? Right, BJ.
Well, in consensus that there's apprehension on the behalf and on the side of Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya, saying that maybe it's a belief in Vergil thing versus an opponent like Boots Ennis, which that maybe he may not believe in him as much as he leads on.
That Oscar believes that he might not.
Nah, you make it. The sage. You speaking facts. That's why, if you notice, he's not involved at all in making this fight. He's not speaking on it. Is Eddie Hearn and his Oscar De La Hoya, his Golden Boy, and his Matchroom in the Zone. You know what I mean? They're responsible for putting on that fight. But if Vergil is allowed to get out of his contract, if Golden Boy is somehow found in breach of their contract and Vergil is allowed to keep it moving, then he can deal with the Zone and Matchroom with Eddie Hearn directly to make the fight if that's what he wants, or try to go deal and do business with another promotional entity. So we'll see how it plays out. It's very early. But we'll see.
Oscar,
32-page lawsuit
Oscar
must
knows
have some
Vergil
shit
very
in it.
well. He's had him since his pro debut. He knows how tough Vergil is and the mentality that Vergil has. Oscar knows what Vergil's all about. But I think it's more about the business side about it. You know, the pride also, you know, of being going against Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is also a very powerful promoter, doing great things right now in boxing with so many different fighters and relationships that he has, that, you know, he's on top of boxing right now with, you know, Eddie Hearn, with so many champions and fighters that he has. But
seem like they didn't fully get to that point, right? But then again, Vergil, from what Dub said, is asking for $7 million. He's saying he don't know if he can get that in this market, and I can understand that. Non-title fight, you being paid $7 million. What the hell, Boots gonna get paid? So, but I think one side is more committed to making it happen than the other. I think Team Ennis is on board. I think everybody in Vergil potentially would be on board, but you know, Oscar, and he holding it up.
But Oscar's also there with his background himself, you know, gold medalist and 6th division champion. So you know, Oscar doesn't want to feel like he's less, you know, and he's not, and he's got the right to also, you know, demand. I don't think it's that Oscar believes that Vergil's not capable of beating him. I guarantee you, Oscar doesn't have that worry. Oscar knows what Vergil is. Oscar knows Vergil.
See, he's saying Oscar knows this, but see, I feel like Robert's supposed to say this, what he's saying, and maybe he believes it. But if this were the case, Vergil wouldn't be suing him for being in breach of contract. You get what I'm saying? They wouldn't be at odds right now.
Boots, but there's negotiations that have to happen.
Just the run of the mill, just kind of how things work. You got to put one foot in front of the other before.
That's just the way it works, man. That's the way it works, and I think I do believe the fight will happen. I wouldn't want to go out of boxing without this fight happening, because it's such a big fight, it's such an interesting fight, such a good fight that people deserve it.
And it's two of the top guys in the sport that want to fight each other. And when we talk about two top guys in the sport that want to fight each other, that will be fighting each other, January 31 out in New York, two guys that represent New York and New Jersey respectively, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson getting together. What do you think about that matchup?
That's a great matchup, man. Both fighters are great fighters, very talented. Teofimo has had some great performances, great wins. Shakur is also a 3 division champion, going for his 4th. You know, unbelievable talent. It's a fight where you know, we're gonna see talent from both, but we also have to see heart. That who has that heart to become the man. You know, I think that fight's gonna be more about who's smarter, who plays the better cards, and who doesn't make mistakes. Because
I agree with that. Big shout out to my dog, hey man. So staying always supporting the grind. Appreciate you, good brother. Shout out to my dog. You said, is it Robert Garcia staying on code? Yeah, by basically not creating no division. So I respect Robert. He like, nah, man, Oscar ain't scared to make the fight. Basically, he confident that he knows what Vergil is, but it's clearly got to be problem in paradise, trouble in paradise if it's a 32-page lawsuit filed. You get me? So, you know, maybe the leg, maybe, you know, Dub mentioned it, BJ, he may be in position to get out of his contract because of Golden Boy's contract expiring with his own. They deal with his own expiring, so that might allow or put Vergil in position to be able to get away from there and maybe either do business with a promoter of his choosing or whatever. You know what I mean? So you rolling with Tio, you got Tio winning. I ain't mad at you rolling. It's all good. For me, it's gonna be a great fight, man. May the best man win, but I got Core outthinking Tio, figuring it out and showing people why he's special and putting himself in rare company, being a 4-division champion. That's what I got.
It's gonna be one of those fights where we might not have too much action, but we're all gonna be standing up because we want to see who's gonna land and who's gonna be the one that finds those punches to land. It's a very interesting fight, and they're both in their prime. They're both, that's what boxing is about. We're not Ortiz, Boots, Teofimo, Shakur. They're not waiting till they're 37, 38 to fight each other. Or they're not waiting for one to be the oldest. And they want to fight each other now, and that fight's happening. Hopefully, Ortiz Boots happens also because it's time right now. They're both young. They're both in their prime. So that's when the fans really appreciate seeing fights like that.
Definitely, Coach. And when we talk about that fight, I mean, there's another fight that just got signed was Ryan and Mario Barrios. In fact, these two guys are going to be getting together too sometime out in February. What's the thought process on that matchup when you first think about it?
That's an interesting fight, look, because Barrios, everybody might think that he's the weakest of the welterweight division, that he's, but for whatever reason he's still champion. A draw or whatever it is, he's still world champion. And he finds a way to get that draw, or win the fights. I think this is the fight that gives Ryan that opportunity to become world champion. But we also don't know, what Ryan we're gonna get. If we get Ryan that fought Rollies, then Barrios might even beat him. But if we have Ryan, a couple years ago when he was fast and strong, and then he should be able to beat Barrios and become world champion and look for the rematch with Haney or unifications or Conor Benn. They're talking about huge fights as a world champion. Even if he's not world champion, there's still big fights because he's just a big name. But being a world champion just for himself, his pride, his family, it's just going to be something huge for them, to become world champion. Every fighter wants to become a world champion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every fighter do want to become world champion, but not all of them make it to be a world champion. Not everybody makes it to be world champion, but we'll see. We're going to find out how committed Ryan has been when he go up against Barrios. Make no mistake. We're going to get all the answers to the questions. We're going to get all the answers that we've been, we're going to get all the answers to the questions that we've been asking about Ryan when he get in there with Barrios, I think. And if he ain't been committed, if he ain't been disciplined and taking this shit serious, I think it's going to show. His performance going to dictate that, and he's going to be embarrassed again.
And it always is a goal for a guy to become a world champion, and it's one thing to become a world champion is stay a world champion and deal with the vicissitude and the stress of being a world champion on the top of the game. We just found out that Tank Davis once again won it by U.S. Marshals in conjunction with a domestic dispute again in October. Maybe there was some film, I guess, that came out that kind of made them look for him. What are your thoughts to that? Once again, Tank under fire.
He's a fighter. He grew up his whole life in boxing, so a lot of fighters also have problems like that where they will focus their whole life in boxing that they didn't learn live, what's out there, and he might need help, but until we know that, like they say, innocent until proven guilty, I really don't know the details of what happened, but I know as a person he's a great dude, very talented fighter. I enjoy watching his fights. I wish him the best. I wish him he goes through this and gets out of this without a problem and comes back to boxing because he's big in boxing. People want to see him in boxing. And if he focused himself just to boxing, then I think he would do great things.
Shout out to Robert, man. I like this approach that he took with Tank, man. Seemingly taking somewhat of a high road, if you will. Right? He didn't pile on. He didn't try to crucify him. Right? He spoke positive. Spoke real positive about Tank, and that's all. See, that's the prime example of how you speak about it. People act like, well, it's outside the ring, I can't talk about it. You could talk about what you want. It's how you talk about it. And he was very respectful of his comments toward the situation. That's all. I'm tired of people. I'm tackling all topics. I ain't ducking nothing, but it's the way I'm gonna talk about it. So that was really respectful, man. Hopefully, he gets the help and all of that stuff that he needs, and you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Robert Garcia, man. He is a big name in the sport. He matters, and people do want to see him fight. So, hopefully, his situation gets squared away in the best way possible. You know what I mean? And he can resume.
He would do great things in boxing.
Coach, and when we talk about doing great things in boxing and somebody that was doing great things in boxing and great things for the sport of boxing, unfortunately, Balloon came crashing down a couple of weeks ago on Netflix against Anthony Joshua. We send our love and prayers out to AJ amidst the tragedy after his victory over Jake Paul. But Jake Paul, jaw broken in 2 places, separated from his consciousness briefly, sat down, now out of boxing, it seems, perceivably for the foreseeable future. What was your thought on the way things went down?
Well, look, gotta respect Jake Paul for even stepping in the ring against a super heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is so powerful, Olympic gold medalist. I gotta, man, give my respect to Jake Paul for just even challenging himself to do that. He was, against Tank, okay, a lot smaller, so maybe the punches, you're gonna get beat up, but not the way Anthony Joshua did with that right hand. Just broke his jaw in two places, but he dared to do it, man. You gotta give him credit. He tried. I think.
Yeah, he did try. And to your point, Joe Quinn, I got it. I got the little clip that Joshua posted. I think he said it was mental therapy. It was mental therapy with him getting back in the gym.
Dwie kombinacje хотел сделать, уже 5.
Shit, my bad. After seeing what Anthony Joshua went through after that tragic car accident, man, it's good to see him back in the gym shaking loose. And he had stated that was like more like mental therapy with him shaking loose. I don't know if he was obviously I don't think he preparing for no fight or nothing like that, but it was some talk that he was retiring after the crash happened. So, it's still early. Anything, he could change his mind. He could end up doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? He could end up coming back to the sport or staying out for good. But in that little short video, it was good to see him shake back out, man, and get back out there.
I think Anthony Joshua carried him those rounds. Maybe if he would have probably pushed a little bit, maybe he would have knocked him out a little bit earlier. But Netflix also needed minutes.
I like that, Dub.
Needed rounds to let the fight go around. So maybe Anthony on his own did it to save the whole show. When a few rounds.
Rolly definitely got the power to keep kind of been somewhat
because I think he could have pressed a little bit sooner and probably would have hurt him and finished him. But he picked the right time, and that beautiful right hand, with the jab to the body and then right hand was beautiful. And a lot of people were excited about that. But at the end, we don't wish Jake Paul anything bad either, because he's a warrior just for going in there against Anthony Joshua and picking boxing, a tough sport, when he's never done it before, and actually challenging himself to do that. You gotta respect it.
amazing how he kind of went from something to nothing so quickly and then challenged himself in the midst of losing Tank as an opponent. He picked AJ and everybody was kind of like, wow.
Insane.
Surreal moment. I think it was like in the first round where it looks like AJ threw something and missed, and you saw Jake's eyes get real big and he starts circling the ring like, whoa.
He probably felt that just the win itself fucking probably hurt him. It's you know, Anthony, I worked with Anthony and he's got unbelievable power, you know. He's an athlete. He's always focused, you know, so always in shape, never goes out of shape. He's always exercising. So it's a very dangerous guy, especially somebody like Jake Paul who has never been in that level. I respect him for stepping in the ring against Anthony Joshua, honestly.
And then AJ obviously, unfortunately, involved in just was an absolute catastrophe of an accident, a disaster out in Nigeria. 2 of his closest friends killed. Everybody has seen the images, just an outrageous scene. Lucky to be alive, definitely. A lot of folks wishing him well. Kind of rumors that he may be retiring, maybe from the sport. What are your thoughts on number one, what happened, and number two, just the legacy of AJ as a pro?
Look, we say, you know, I know Anthony, I trained him, and people around him, his family. Thank God, you know, he's one of the story, but the other 2 families don't say that, you know, they can't say that. So I don't, you know, we're all lucky. Anthony is one, you know, he survived. Yeah, but you also have 2 other families that are not thinking like that, you know. So we have to just, you know, pray for everybody's families and hope that they stay strong, because it's tough. They were young. I actually knew them. I was there in camp and knew them personally, especially Cena. It's tough, man. You know, when it comes to at least it wasn't Anthony. No, I can't say that, you know, because there was both
lives. Everybody's lives is equal as possible.
Is equal as anybody else's. So I don't like to say like that, because there's 2 lives that are not here, and there's families that are hurt. So, you know, wish everybody the best. You know, I know it's not easy. I know Anthony Joshua hinted that he might be retiring. He's got all the right to do it, man. He's got all the right. He's already accomplished everything when it came to becoming an Olympic gold medalist, to a heavyweight champion, unified champion, biggest fights in boxing, biggest paydays in boxing. So he already accomplished everything. If he's doing it, if he's still doing it, it's not because he needs it. It's because he loves the sport. And if he comes back, it's because he's got great heart for boxing. He's got a great heart. He's got a great love for the sport, that he'll do it for his fans, because he doesn't do it because he needs money. He lives comfortable. He's made so much money that he doesn't need to fight again. But if he decides to come back, especially after what happened, then gotta respect him and gotta applaud it and gotta support it, because what he's gone through, and especially in this last few couple months with the accident, it's terrifying, and if he decides to come back, we gotta support it. We gotta love it. I gotta applaud it, because it's something huge.
Definitely one of the most loved spirits in the sport. When you're around AJ, you can just feel that he's got a personality that's just so infectious.
That's one thing, the people love AJ, bro. I've seen that on so many different occasions. Win, lose, or draw, they love that dude, man. And I think he got a certain humility and energy about him, bro, that people can tell, and it just seemed like a down-to-earth, real genuine.
And you can tell that he just loves life so much. So
he does,
we wish him
first day I knew who he was.
But man, that's Robert Garcia. So look, this is the last video I'll play before we get out of here. This was Oscar De La Hoya responding to all the back and forth that's been going on with the Vergil situation. I think this was his most recent response, the most up to date. Yeah, Rolling and Conor Bennett be a really, really interesting fight, man. I think so. Swift Cash was good, man.
Palm Desert tonight, but I wanted to update you because I only speak the facts, which smokes the lies out and irritates others who are not telling the truth. So yesterday we sent a legal letter over to Vergil's manager, Rick Meridian, demanding he stops interfering with the Boots Vergil negotiations. And of course, this morning we wake up and here's a lawsuit from Vergil Ortiz claiming he wants out of his Golden Boy contract. I mean, this is the same Vergil who told Ring Magazine, 2 months ago, that he couldn't be happier at Golden Boy.
I told y'all. He did. I forgot to pull that interview up when he was like how happy he is, how Oscar check up on him and stuff like that. He was like, yo, Oscar do everything he's supposed to do.
So what happened since then? Vergil's team hired a new attorney who is also Canelo's attorney. The same guy who sued to get Canelo out of his Golden Boy contract. Does that sound fishy to you?
Now, what's fishy is that you did all this playing and you kind of left him with no other card to play but to sue your goofy ass because you out here playing. You know what I mean? Boots got you scrambling and double talking and publicly negotiating and pissing your fighter off. That's what's going on. You keep saying he got advice from this one and Canelo and they got the same person. Yeah, so what? Yeah, it don't sound fishy. You sound fishy. You ended up without Canelo. Canelo moved on and did better without you. What are you talking about?
But this is all Rick Meridian's agenda.
Shit, bro.
I was just trying to make more money for my fighter.
Yeah.
A 60-40. I believe he deserves it.
Now he's just trying to make money with his fighter. No, that wasn't what you was doing. You was posturing, you was playing with the fans, and you was using the situation to keep dragging it out. That's what you was doing. Saying they begging for the fight. You was making it seem like you had cards to play that you didn't have. Now you done up and pissed Vergil and his manager off, and now they ready to leave your ass. They ready to terminate their contract and move on because you out here playing. That's what's fishy. Ain't that fishy? Not fishy like them damn fish nets.
That's the reason why you want out of your contract?
Yeah, you think the internet?
It just proves your agenda, right? Look, Vergil and his father are really nice people who don't deserve to be in the middle of Rick's bullshit. Vergil just wants to fight and not deal with the drama. Because I know him. He's a fighter. Look, and if the Saudis want to buy the fight, trust me, they will buy it. I just finished making a deal with them for Ryan Garcia versus Barrios next month. Look, they don't choose their favorite promoter. They choose the best fights to put on. And look, it's unfortunate that anyone can file a lawsuit in America without basis or facts, simply for the optics. But that's what this is. And whoever's going to interfere with our existing contract with Vergil Ortiz, we will take aggressive action against you. He is not a free agent, and we will prove that. And
never said he was a free agent, but he definitely asking to be let out that contract.
By the way, if you hate clapback, you're likely the topic of the week, and you're the problem in boxing.
You're not a free agent. You're not a free agent, Vergil.
Have a great day.
You're not a free agent. And we're going to prove that. Whoever's going to interfere with our contract, we're going to pursue aggressive action. Yeah, Vergil ass going to be on the shelf. One or two things going to happen from this. Vergil going to either get granted the opportunity to leave and get the hell up out of Dodge, or Oscar going to have him on the shelf. Because I don't feel like he's going to be forced into making a fight. His energy made me feel like he was trying to do something different. He's saying it's about money, but you was playing the wrong kind of game. You was doing it publicly, and you could tell it was looking like smoke and mirrors, and you was doing it just for, just for people to say, you know what I mean? You was just showing face, man. You was saving face, should I say. Saving face, and I don't think he had the truest intent on putting the fight on right now. It's just the way he was going about it. Once they start giving ultimatums and talking about how they got all these better options and shit, meanwhile they ain't pulled the trigger on none of them better options. That's when you start to be able to see the intent a little bit. So that's what I got from this, man. That's what I got. He whispering threats. That mean it's lit. Yeah, right. That mean his ass full of shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't on nothing. His ass ain't on nothing. Vergil ass ready to leave, man. You know what I mean? And look, at the end of the day, all these teams work together, bro. These dudes work together. So once you start getting the promoter to separate himself from the fighter and the manager, now you got people finger pointing. and it get even more messy. So I just don't like the way that sounds. It's a lot of better shit that he could be doing, man. And lastly, man, I know I said the last videos from Tim Bradley, man. I think he spoke on Vergil Ortiz not being a duck. So I will finish with this one. Hit that like button, sub to the channel, support the grind. We're going to get up out of here after this one, y'all. Tim Desert Storm. All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
Like, I don't give a damn. I want to talk some boxing. Hey, look, y'all see
what happened? Vergil, bro. That's
see
gonna
the
be
lawsuit?
terrible.
Yeah, Vergil Ortiz, people them ain't playing with no damn Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, you know I hate the most. You know what I hate the most? I hate when the business go to social media, man. Come
Me too.
on, what?
Told y'all, did y'all hear me say it all along? The social media war, it never ends well, and nobody wins.
What are we, child?
The fans always lose anyway because we normally don't get the fights.
Come on, keep all of that shit in house. However, it ain't in house no more. Shit, it's gonna be in the court system. That's what it's gonna be. Look, Vergil, he gonna be sitting out for a minute, especially if it gets, this gonna get resolved outside of court. However, man, I was saying to myself, like, how the hell is Oscar De La Hoya strong arming this dude, Vergil Ortiz and his people? I'm saying to myself, damn, he needs Vergil Ortiz. He ain't got much in this damn stable. I think Ryan Garcia gonna be gone too soon as his contract is up. So what I'm just saying to myself, like, he's trying to strong arm this dude and say, you gonna fight this fight regardless. You gonna take what we gonna give you, right? Because I need this damn contract with the zone. Crazy, man. For everything that I've been thought, everything that that I believe is coming to fruition, man. For real, it is. You gotta go back and think about what did Dana say? Dana said before he even launched, before he even talked about TKO and what he's gonna be doing, he said there's 2 promoters in there that he wants to eradicate. There's 2 promoters. This is just hey, look, I don't forget. Top Rank and Oscar De La Hoya. Those are two main ones. Now, all of a sudden, you got the zone. You got the head of the zone saying, hey, if we don't get Ortiz and Boots, hey, the contract is up, player. We not gonna renegotiate nothing, De La Hoya. When the hell had this dude has been losing money year after year after year, and he banking on this one fight to renew the contract with De La Hoya. It just sounds fishy to me, man. I'm telling you. And right now you got Top Rank, not sure what they doing, not sure what they doing. I know I'm gonna be doing a fight at the end of this month. Not sure what it's gonna be on, none of that. But I'm gonna be doing a fight with Top Rank. I'm gonna be doing that Xander Zayas fight. But now you got De La Hoya without no damn network. The 2 promoters that Dana White said, hey, I want them out. I want them out the game. So, isn't that interesting to you? Because it's damn sure interesting to me. But damn it, Sean Sattel said it best. Y'all all got to start working together, man. Y'all got to put y'all damn differences aside, and y'all need to come in the room, and y'all need to work together, because you guys got the most talent in the game, man. You see what they doing on this Zuffa show? You see, they getting y'all leftovers. Whatever y'all got, they picking up. Whatever y'all don't want, they picking up. Just to do their shows, just to get a launch, right? Just to figure out, basically, what it is they need to do, right? New business, new entity. Yeah, it's basically, scratch and sniff. Oh, that worked. That worked. Oh, that's a beautiful smell. That's basically what it is. Trial and error. So they gonna start off at this lower level, and little by little they gonna build. That's what they gonna do, okay? And once fighters start to see that, they hoping that they gravitate towards that lead. That's what they hoping for, right? But anyways, man, look, I know I went off on a tangent. It is what it is, man. But you know what? I told y'all, all these fighters, Turkey Al-Sheikh still putting on these damn events. Yep. Everybody want to be at the Kentucky Derby. They want to be with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season for these big fights. Yeah, that's what's happening. You know, if you didn't know, now you damn know. But anyways, hey, I told y'all, Vergil ain't scared. Vergil ain't scared. It's about business. That's what it's about. It's about them numbers. Get your weight up, De La Hoya, and all this will be resolved. Anyways, that's my time, Tim Desert Storm Bradley. You already know the damn rest, and I'm out.
That's my guy. I like Tim Bradley. Shout out to Desert Storm, the Hall of Fame Desert Storm, Tim Bradley, man. He's speaking facts, and you notice how this conversation led into him talking about Zuffa in Turkey. Y'all noticed that, how his conversation led to him talking about Zuffa and Turkey, two entities that, if you can call them that people has had a problem with since they've entered boxing, right? Since Zuffa's been an idea, since Turkey been on board in boxing. But the problem is, I said it earlier before I played this clip, you got people that think you got the powers that be that's in boxing right now, the suits, the guys that's in control, the De La Hoyas, these promoters. They do all this playing, all this shucking and jiving, all this, swords fighting and pissing contests, and then it ends up hurting the sport and the fighter and the business all at the same time. The entirety of the sport suffers when the fights that need to be made are not being made because people rather, manipulate the public or play in the media and play these games. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the emergence of a Turkey Al-Sheikh. You're seeing the ideal of a Zuffa boxer getting off the ground, and you're gonna continue to them won't be the last guys that this come through with an idea for boxing and try to shake up some shit. As long as you got promoters like moving, in my opinion, the way De La Hoya is moving now, you up here, trying to save face when in reality it looked like you was cool with the fight not happening. You was damn near threatening. You 60-40, we're not moving and we're not doing this, and you was kind of killing the fight. That's what I was saying the whole time, and I think in a nutshell, that's what they believe he was doing too, killing the damn fight. Now, lastly, man, Canelo Alvarez will be returning. Here's the clip.
Champ, wait for us in September, 12th of September. Big fight. And this will be the first card for Canelo promotion. It will be name of Mexico against the world. All the fighters from the team of Canelo against the world. And the champion in the main event in world title, and it will be a surprise in Saudi Arabia, inshallah.
Thank you.
There you go. Canelo will be back. He's saying Canelo Promotions with him and Vergil having the same people, working with the same people, right? The same person that sued to get Canelo about his Golden Boy contract. That's the same guy that Vergil got on his team. So don't be surprised if Vergil and Canelo team up and start doing some work together, man. But this legal situation could end up being nasty because it could leave Vergil Ortiz, a young, promising talent, on the sideline for an ample amount of time or extended amount of time when he should be fighting. So that's the nasty part of the politics and the nature of the business. Striking while the iron is hot and making the fights that's necessary. You had the Zone come out, shoot down the Errol Spence fight, and basically tell them they ain't reeing up if they ain't making this Boots fight, and they still playing. So Irvin Mack, my dog, Zoom versus Peace, Brody, how you feeling? That man gonna fight John Ryder again? Talking about the opponent is a surprise. Computer all promotions, you a fool, man. But look, this is another dope build in the books on this Good Friday, man. I appreciate everybody rocking out, pulling up, subbing up, rocking out. Hit the like button on the way out. Turn your notifications on. Support the grind. Share the lives. Hype the lives. We going to keep building. We'll be back tomorrow to build on some more boxing like we always do, y'all. Shout out to my boy Keep Cologne. Vergil, keep applying pressure. I hope it work in your favor, man. And we're going to keep building, man. I'll see all of y'all tomorrow. Enjoy this Good Friday. Eat y'all some good food. Kick your feet up. And stay safe, y'all. Peace to the...
Representing Brick City.
Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meets him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're gonna give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just Due.